right, take it away.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Welcome on in, ladies and gentlemen. Bienvenidos, señoras y señores. This is the NAIA Ball World Series National Championship Watch Along. We are absolutely thrilled to be here with you. We are so excited to be able to join y'all and just get to do this with y'all this year, as we do every year. I just saw myself on camera. Absolutely hate it. And so, it's one of these things that we get to do every year. We've gotten to do it every year. It becomes cooler and cooler and cooler, and we get to do more and more things. This is actually the most people, by the time we're probably in the fourth or fifth inning, that we will ever have on one of these things. It's going to be really, really neat to be able to do this. So with that, I will introduce who we have here. I am, of course, if you don't know who I am, I'm Robbie Gutierrez. I'm the president of NAIA Ball, and I'm thrilled to be here with you. You can find me at RobG1063 on X if you want the rantings and ravings of a lunatic about the Houston Astros. That's a great place to go. Joining me, as always, is the man who makes it go. It is Connor Darnell, and Connor is my right hand and really keeps us moving, keeps the wheel greased, and keeps us moving in every single thing we do. We have something really, really cool this year, and what we have this year is we have a couple of guys who are joining us to talk about their programs, to talk about the two teams playing for a national championship. And first, I will introduce Cruz Newman. So Cruz is a TWU alum. He's a very proud TWU alum, as you can tell, wearing the Nealon Strong shirt there, and we are absolutely thrilled to have him. We will have him talk a little bit more about the culture, about Billy Berry, a little bit about Nealon, and just, what Nealon means to the program, and then as well, talking about life in Athens and life at TWU. Also joining us, and I'm going to get this wrong because I always get it wrong in the last part. No, you know what? I'm going to get it right. Luke Picciotti is joining us to represent Taylor and represent the Trojans, and we are thrilled to have Luke with us here. He's going to talk a little bit more about Kyle and about just the overall meaning of Taylor baseball in the program and the culture, and about Upland, Indiana. It's a great opportunity. Joining us later in the show will also be Taylor Thomas as soon as he gets home from work. And then as well, Tyler Norris is dealing with some home stuff. There's nothing like a new place to have everything go wrong, to make you have to go in and do things. If you're looking for the national championship game, our friends over at Urban Edge Network will have that for you. And we are going to be watching the game along with you. We will also have a stats header up at the top as well. We will be keeping an eye on stats. We will be talking about the game. These guys know these teams. They know these players. They know the guys in the dugout. They know the men who lead these organizations. And as well, they know what makes these guys tick. I mean, Luke, I think you were telling me, I'll start with you. You're telling me you're going to be in a wedding for one of these guys here pretty shortly.
That's right. Yep. Shortstop Ben Kennedy getting married in a few months, so it's coming up.
And Cruz, I mean, you were talking to some of the players as early as today.
Yeah, I had some conversations with some of the guys. They're pretty fired up. It's, I was lucky enough to get to do this twice and come to Lewiston twice and play for national title in 24. So they're pretty pumped up, and it's a great opportunity for those guys, and they're really excited.
So before we get underway, let's go through the starting lineups. First, the visiting team will be the Trojans of Taylor. They will line up like this. Leading off at shortstop will be number 31, Ben Kennedy. Batting second, the right fielder, number 23, Luke Suter. The batting third, the left fielder, number 21, Braden Manning. In the cleanup spot, the first baseman, number 33, Jordan Malott. In the 5 spot, the second baseman, number 16, Brennan Prickle. In the 6 spots, the designated hitter, number 8, Sam Glad. In the 7th spot is the third baseman, number 4, Fletcher. And how do you say this, Luke?
That's Fletcher Remick. So Remick. They got the silent CH too, yep.
Yeah, Fletcher Remick. Batting 8th will be the center fielder, number 14, Nate Simpson. Batting ninth, the catcher, number 25, Jace Schrock. And on the mound for the Trojans, number 18, Lane Lewis. For the Bulldogs of Tennessee Wesleyan, they'll line up like this. The leading off, the third baseman, number 19, Alan Gil Fernandez. This batting second, the shortstop, number 9, Rob Gordon. Batting third, the first baseman, number 2, Josh Shelley. Batting fourth, the center fielder, number 15, David Balania. Batting fifth, the right fielder, Colton Reynolds. He wears number 32. Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 16, Brian Espinosa. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 1, Ethan Wright. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 23, Thomas Teal. Batting ninth, the designated hitter, number 12, Hagen Escoto. And on the mound for the Bulldogs, taking the mound, if you're watching the stream, he's out there already, is going to be McGuire Taylor. Guys, this is going to be a fantastic matchup. We're doing something different this year and having some guys who have experience with these ball clubs out there. You know, it's pretty exciting. Tennessee Wesleyan going for its third national championship. That would tie them with Cumberland, Tennessee for the second most national championships all time. And then for Luke's Trojans, they are looking for their first national title. On top of that, they are looking to be the first team from the Midwest above the 38th parallel and to the east of the Rocky Mountains to win a national title since 1995. Bellevue did it way back when. I mean, we're talking about at this point, 30 years ago at this point, 1995. So they are looking for a huge opportunity to represent the Midwest here. It is this is one of the most exciting games of the season. We saw a great game that went into the wee hours of the night yesterday between Tennessee Wesleyan and William Carey, a game that featured, multiple run innings, just a ton of things happening. It was a crazy ball game. So I'm really excited for this one, but we are ready to get underway. Ben Kennedy will lead us off. And Connor, this is going to be fantastic. We haven't given you an opportunity to speak yet, but you got some words, Connor? So Ben Kennedy actually on the first pitch leads us off with the single. And so right there, huge start there already for Taylor. And Luke, we're going to give you an opportunity really quickly to highlight Ben, who's getting married in a few months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, Ben's so obviously being in his wedding, one of my closest buddies. He came in as a freshman when I transferred in, and so it was my second year of eligibility, his first. And yeah, we clicked right away, and yeah, he's a gamer. Obviously not the biggest dude on the field, but he just gets after it. Plays some great defense as well. It's fun watching him go to work. And yeah, I can't say enough good things about him, but cool to see him in the leadoff spot now too. I know that was a recent change for Taylor, but he's been swinging it well this whole World Series, and it looks to be working out for him there at the first AB.
So McGuire Taylor comes back with a strikeout of Suter. Now Braden Manning will come up to hit in this ball game as we continue to watch along. Again, if you want to watch this ball game, if you've got thoughts on this ball game, we welcome you to put something in the chat. We'll be talking all night long to these guys and kind of diving in to the plays and the people and all of that that is going on. So both of y'all, all three of y'all that aren't me, feel free to chime in whenever, if there's a big moment. We'll be talking about that right then and there. So we do have one out in the inning and one on. National championship opportunity, and we'll bring in Cruz Newman at this point. Cruz, this is a huge chance. Tennessee Wesleyan feels like they win a national championship every 7 years, and this is the 7th year.
Yeah, so first thing I'll say is I think I'm a little bit ahead of you. So that strikeout happened about 5 minutes ago for me. But yeah, man, Tennessee Wesleyan, there's a standard over there. Coach Barry, he's been there for 20 some odd years. And going through my recruitment process with them, I didn't know a single thing about them. I just kind of wasn't looking to go NAIA. I was about to go to another Division I school in the University of Louisville, and things just didn't work out for me. So whenever they brought me in with open arms, they quickly let me know that there's a standard to their program, and I was more than blessed and grateful to be able to join their program and learn about their culture and the way that they do things. And they do things pretty tight knit in Tennessee, man. Like they do things the right way. They play hard. They're always communicating, and that standard not only takes you a long way in baseball, but it also takes you a long way as a man as you continue to go out through your career and you graduate from a school like that. So yeah, Tennessee Wesleyan's playing for another national title. I was there, luckily in 2024. I got the chance to play for one, and Hope International broke my heart. They beat us pretty bad, but it was a great experience. Yeah, and I think Coach Barry and the boys are ready to go, and it should be a fun one to watch here.
2 outs now in the inning for Tennessee Wesleyan, and you might be ahead of me. I am connected to McDonald's Wi-Fi that's inside of a Walmart, so that's the way that it goes for me here. As McGuire Taylor's trying to work out of a leadoff single here in the top half of the first. The national championship is underway. You can watch it with us over at Urban Edge Network. We highly suggest that you go and check them out, as well as checking out the sponsor of all of our World Series coverage and over at Go Combine. We ask that you go ahead and check them out. Just Google Go Combine, head on over to Go Combine. Check them out. They're looking for beta testers right now for SMS email marketing that they've got going on. A brand new product from our friends over at GoCombine.com for marketing, living in one place, revenue moving faster, bringing SMS, email, outreach all into one platform. There's so much that they can do. Email, design, fast setup. They are looking for beta testers right now. They're looking for 100 beta testers. They've got 83. It's perfect for programs. It's perfect for summer camps. It's perfect for everything that you're trying to do in one single place. And it is a product made for college baseball by college baseball people. These are guys who are draft picks and Division I players and small college players all combined in one company who have done this. And we are super proud to go ahead and have them sponsor our World Series coverage. Matt Mahoney asked a great question in the chat about pitching health. How many arms are good to go on short rest? I mean, both of y'all have ideas of what these squads look like. Luke, I'll start with you. Just Taylor had the day off yesterday while Tennessee Wesleyan played a game late into the hours as Taylor gets out of the inning. McGuire Taylor gets out of the inning. Too many Taylors in all of this going on, but McGuire Taylor gets out of the inning. And we head to the bottom of the first, but it should be interesting to definitely see how those arms go. And I have to imagine that Kyle is going to have everybody at the ready.
Yeah, he's throwing the kitchen sink at it for sure today. I think anybody who is feeling somewhat good is going to get out there. I know they're starting Lane Lewis here, who I can't remember if it was LC State or maybe MacU, but I know he's coming off that game. A good game there, and so hopefully he can give us a bunch of innings just to start, and so we can feel a little more comfortable going to the back stretch. But yeah, I know guys are tired for sure. I know it's been a long week and a half that they've been out there, but I'm sure everyone's adrenalined up and ready to get after it.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how all of this goes. And Lane Lewis on the season, a 1.76 ERA in 46 innings pitched with 39 strikeouts. So he will get on the bump right here, right now. Cruz, talk a little bit about the pitching health and the arm health for Tennessee Wesleyan and what the plan will be for Billy's squad.
Yeah, so thanks for asking, because I actually had a conversation this morning with Justin Jackson, who has been an absolute stud for Tennessee Wesleyan for 2 years now. That's a Florida kid that had a lot to prove. Was at a Florida school, was at USF, and had a pretty good showing out there, but needed other opportunities, and we brought him in last year, and he's been a dog. So he goes yesterday. He's been our ace this year. He's been fantastic for him, and obviously he's pretty upset he doesn't get to throw in this game because this is the one he was amped up. But you got to get to here, especially with the one loss. So luckily that he could give them a good showing. But yeah, McGuire Taylor was with us last year too. that's one heck of a pitcher, man. He's got some dog in him, no pun intended. And he can go out there and fill up the strike zone. We worried a little bit last year with his command at times, which, he's got the velocity, and his command was a little bit iffy at times, but it seems that this year his stats have proven that he's definitely increased the command aspect, and the velocity's gone up a tick. So they're going to have some bullpen arms. Cameron Gopher will be back out there out of the pen at some point, I'm sure, later in the stages of this game. And I'm really excited to see what they do with the bullpen. I'm not too familiar with too many of the new bullpen guys because I haven't had the chance to kind of talk to them about all that. But just some of the guys from last year were, Colton Brumley, who came out there 2 games ago. He'll be back out there at some point too. So just like Luke said, they're going to throw the kitchen sink out there, man. This is the last game of the season. This is what everybody's watching. So they're going to have some guys. They're going to be ready to go. And I think that might be a single for Attaboy Allen. And so yeah, this is going to be a slugfest. I'm just going to say that these two teams can hit. I know Taylor's got some pops, so we're gonna see what we got here. We got ourselves a little home run derby maybe coming up. So I'm pretty excited for this. I could see Luke, he's smiling.
Yeah, I was gonna say I want to see where those flags are going right now to see how it's really pushing the ball around. But I think either way, man, we're gonna see some hard hit balls for sure.
Now, Luke, the wind there is unpredictable, man. Like one day it's blowing completely straight out, the next day it's blowing straight across to left field in the bleachers over there. And you play in left field, you just hear everything over there, and then the wind starts blowing. It's chaos.
In the valley, man, it's just swirling. It's
swirling around, coming straight over the canyons, man. That's what it feels like. It's weird.
So there's going to be a runner at third after Josh Shelley flies out just short of the track. A runner on third and 2 away as Lane Lewis is trying to work out of a jam here with a runner in scoring position. Just to give y'all at home an idea about these two squads, we had talked a little bit, Cruz just said, about the opportunity for a slugfest. Tennessee Wesleyan was involved in a slugfest last night. Taylor's 56-6, Tennessee Wesleyan's 48-15. Both of these teams hitting well over 300. Tennessee Wesleyan hitting 345, and Taylor's hitting 352. As far as team OPS goes, Taylor's got an OPS of over 1. They're at 1.065. Tennessee Wesleyan at an OPS of 994 there for them. As far as runs go, Taylor has scored 687 runs this season. Tennessee Wesleyan has scored 586. 104 bombs for Taylor, 79 for Tennessee Wesleyan. Both teams with 260 extra base hits on the year. There is a large disparity in stolen bases. The Bulldogs were very active on the base paths last night. Both teams very similar in team ERA. Taylor with a 4.48, Tennessee Wesleyan with a 4.42. Both teams pretty similar in WHIP as well. Tennessee Wesleyan with a 1.33 and Taylor with a 1.41. But Taylor has struck out 531 batters this year. Tennessee Wesleyan 469. Both teams averaging about 2.6, 2.5 strikeouts before a walk. Batting average against is about 247 and 257. And both teams field about the same, 969 for Taylor and 962 for Tennessee Wesleyan. These two teams are about as evenly matched as they come here. It's a full count to Ballania, so it should be a action pitch here, and he will ground out to end the inning. There's Ben Kennedy right there, firing one across the diamond, getting out of it. So both pitchers work out of jams, a leadoff single. Both runners stranded. Both teams leave one man stranded as we head to the second inning of this ball game. So far, so good, guys. We're going to have all of that up. Connor has figured out the stats overlay on the screen now. I see that in there. So
I'm afraid to admit it was way more difficult than I remember. Last year I had to do this on the fly while I was on vacation. So last year it was a prayer and a dream. I don't know how we figured out how to do that, but finally got it up there. My mic's unmuted, so Matt Mahoney can't call me out on the live stream anymore. So thank you for letting me know, Matt.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, no, we're happy to have that, and of course happy to have Matt Mahoney in here, the voice of Georgia Gwinnett Athletics and one of the best in the business. And we're thrilled to have all of y'all in here. We're going to try to keep up with the comments as this game goes on. If you've got questions for these dudes, ask away. Cruz, we'll start with you. off-season typical night in Athens, Tennessee. Keep it PG, but what's that look like?
Okay, yeah. No, it's completely PG. I can promise you that. So an off night, no game. You're looking at. So we have this little apartment complex that used to be an old furniture store, and it's about 700 steps from the field. So all the guys are really in one spot, and so that's pretty special. So my nights, I'll tell you what my nights consisted of. A lot of MLB The Show, and we would actually set up about 6 PlayStations, 6 monitors slash TVs, and like 8 tables in one apartment room about the size of my kitchen at my house, and we would all sit in a circle and blare music and play the show. And we would play like trios and duos, co-op, and we would just absolutely murder people in the game. That was a lot of fun. Like it was fun. The thing that I found the most fun with those guys was we had 2 Canadian guys, Chad Picton and Evan McGill. They made me laugh more than any people in the world. Evan McGill is the guy who scored on my walk-off base hit against Reinhardt to go to the national title in 24. It's one of the funniest dudes I've ever met in my life. But we would always get around those guys, and they'd make us laugh. So usually, you just hang out with the guys, and that's what's made this team so good, throughout the years, is that our connection as not only teammates, but we feel like we're brothers just because of how much time we spend together off the field. There's nothing else to do in Athens, Tennessee besides go maybe get some Mexican food from Coretta's and then hang out with the boys and play the show or Call of Duty. So that's what it looks like on an off day. Sometimes we'll go to the park and play some pickleball. That was pretty fun sometimes, but we got in trouble because we didn't want Coach Barry to get upset with us for getting hurt playing pickleball, because some of us would be diving over the net and stuff. Us, we're just competitors. And we'd go fishing sometimes with the boys, a lot of largemouth bass fishing over there. So it's Tennessee, man. Like it's you get the hot summers and the cold winters. So that's pretty much all we did for fun. It was a lot of fun. Luke, I'm interested to hear what you guys did up there close to Taylor.
I mean, I was gonna say, Cruz, we're kind of right along the lines of you. I mean, we're like a one stoplight town, not a lot going on around us. I think the closest Walmart is like almost a half hour. Like it's cornfields, it's out there, but it's nice because we do have it's a really small campus, but there aren't really big roads going through it, so everything's kind of like together with each other. And so, similar to you, Cruz, we had one dorm that it was like freshmen through juniors stayed in, so only seniors could be in apartments that are still on campus. And so it's like community dorms. It's the same thing, man. You're seeing what's going on. You're walking into people's rooms like, hey, like, what are we doing? And yeah, the same thing. It's either you're hopping on Fortnite or you're just running around campus, kind of trying not to cause too much trouble. But yeah, we had a great time. I'm kind of jealous of the weather you got. I know it's a little warmer than up in Upland, but when it was warm out, man, we were running around trying not to, like I said, cause too much trouble. But I miss those days, man, of now my Wednesday at 2 p.m. I'm in the office working, but Wednesday at 2 p.m. I'm after class just hanging with the boys until practice started or game started. So I miss it dearly.
Luke, I think me and you would be like really good friends if we weren't wearing different colors today.
Hey,
I think if me and you were to hang out just one time, I think we would really get along. I'm a country boy from Richmond, Kentucky, man. Like you can hear it in my voice. You know what I'm saying? Like I get along with everybody.
Man. I got you. Yeah, I mean, nothing against the. Obviously, we got the big game, the rivalry, but yeah, man, I could see it as well, dude. A lot in common there, and just not today, not tonight.
No, not tonight. No.
2 outs here in the top of the second. Connor and I definitely had different experiences than y'all because Connor went to a very college town. Connor, would you like to talk about Columbia, Missouri?
I'll keep it as PG as I can, but we had another NAIA school as an all-women's school, Stevens College, and then the University of Missouri was right across the town, or right across the street. So big SEC town, but got to play some NAIA baseball, and yeah, it was quite the experience. Complete different experience from Cruz and Luke so far, but played a lot of good baseball, made a lot of good memories, had a lot of good friends up there. So I don't know if any of them are listening tonight, but yeah, there's lots of good stories I could tell, just probably not on stream tonight. So Robbie, tell us where was Northwood at?
So I went to college in Dallas, Texas, and West Palm Beach, Florida. There is nothing I can talk about that is PG. Okay, there's nothing I can talk about at all that would be allowed on stream.
Let's put it this way: if we get into the 10th and 11th inning where we get some NAIA ball after dark, then we can go back into those stories.
Oh man,
Last night would have been incredible for it.
I mean, there was no way I was going to stay up for that one.
That was brutal.
Yeah, when I saw y'all's text at like 4 a.m, I was like, "There's no way these guys are doing this right now."
Luke, I have a question for you. Where did you start your career and where did you finish your career? I kind of want to get to know a little bit about your career and where you went. So.
Yeah, for sure. No, I went to UIC my first 2 years of college, which is University of Illinois at Chicago. So, kind of right to the right west of downtown city. So I mean, you're in the heart of it, right? It's not like a campus. It's like this is you're in the city. And obviously great program there. It's when I went in, it was a top of the conference program. I know they were kind of through. Kind of honest, like to this day, they're still a good program. I remember when I came in was the year after COVID, or the year of COVID. So it was the fall of 2020. And going in, I kind of knew I was going to redshirt right away. Mainly I got there and a lot of older guys stuck around. And then my sophomore year, didn't get to play a whole bunch and kind of knew that like, okay, maybe it's time to transfer, see, what would be a better fit for me. And so, I played summer ball in New York that summer after my sophomore year. And I was like, what in the world am I doing out here? It's away from home. I'm in the portal now. I don't know if I want to play, on the East Coast. And so the previous summer I was in a summer league in Indianapolis. And so, I was in a coffee shop before a game, sending emails, trying to get my name out there, and ended up connecting with Coach Gould. And, within a couple of weeks, he came to watch a game. I went to campus and I kind of knew right away that it was going to be the place for me. And then, I was lucky enough to spend 3 years there. So I can't speak enough about Taylor and the program and the coaches and the guys, but I was super fortunate to land here, especially after, the not so great, I guess, experience at UIC with how things went there. But yeah, man, what about yourself? What's were you there all your years? You transfer over? What's the deal?
I like this. I don't have to talk.
Yeah, so you're gonna get spun in a whirlwind here because my path to where I am now is absolutely ridiculous. I was a primary pitcher out of high school, up to like 96 miles an hour with a lot of good pitches, and was supposed to get drafted. I say supposed to, but I had no idea. I would assume that a right-hander at 96 would probably get drafted as an 18-year-old, but I don't know. I ended up committing to the University of Tennessee when I was a freshman in high school to play in the SEC for the Tennessee Volunteers. When I got to Tennessee, COVID was still – that's how old I am. COVID was still an issue in 21. So that summer and fall of 21, getting ready to go into the spring of 22 when they made their big run, I was on that squad, and COVID kind of ruined a lot of things for me as far as, all the public stuff with the vaccinations and the boosters, all that stuff. Just a lot of noise around all that stuff that kind of shocked our world for a while. So I ended up transferring out because I felt that was best for me, was to get away from all that noise. And NIL wasn't even a thing yet. So that's how old I am. So it was just kind of like you're just playing for the university and you're enjoying that. So I ended up transferring, going to the portal, and I ended up going to a junior college called Walter State Community College. They just played in the World Series a little bit ago. This past week, they got beat out in 3 games, but really prestigious program. Coach Shelton does a great job with those guys in junior college baseball, JUCO world. I played 2 years there and then committed to the University of Louisville, and they gave my scholarship back to a returner because he didn't get drafted high enough. So my scholarship got handed back to him. So they took my money away from me. They wanted me to be a PWO. I told them I did not want to have to pay $27 million for college. And that is when I committed to, and this is going to shock everybody. I don't even think Robbie knows this. I know Connor doesn't know this. I was committed to the Cumberlands, Kentucky.
Oh wow.
Wow.
For 2 weeks. So I was gonna go play for them, and then I got a phone call from one of my junior college teammates, Corbin Shaw, also a Tennessee Wesleyan legend.
Yeah.
Corbin Shaw had committed to Wesleyan to play for Coach Barry and the Bulldogs, and he gave me a call and said, "Hey, we're looking for an outfielder, left-handed bat. How would you feel about coming and playing?" And when I found out I could live with Corbin Shaw, I immediately decommitted from the Cumberlands and had never been on campus in Athens. I had never talked to the head coach, Coach Barry. I committed on the spot and showed up 2 days before classes, and was lucky enough to play 2 seasons for the Bulldogs and got to go to Lewiston twice. And now I am. Then I ended up graduating from Wesleyan, playing summer ball in the CPL for the Asheboro Zookeepers. Played a summer there, had a great summer in my opinion. I batted like 299 or something like that. Had a really good summer against some of the best arms I've seen in my life. And then I got the opportunity to follow our old hitting coach at Tennessee Wesleyan, Mike Mendoza, to the University of New Orleans
Friend of the
and
program.
play for the play for the Privateers of New Orleans in the Southland Conference and play against Lamar and UTRGV, which that is actually where I met Robbie. I got to go play against UTRGV. I had a pretty fun weekend there, and then getting ready to sign a independent ball contract now. So that is a big giant timeline of all
Wow.
the things that have happened to me. So
Guy says he had a pretty good weekend. He had 3 bombs in that weekend that I saw him out there.
How many did you hit on the year total?
2. I hit 2. I hit
Oh,
2.
you
I
hit-
went back and looked. I had the pull side 3-run homer on Friday night, and then I
Oh,
had
one
a
of them was a double. Yeah.
one of them was a double, and then the same night, the same game, I hit one to dead center field in the 7th inning. I hit 14 home runs this year, so I was just under my total last year by 2. So I've hit double-digit home runs every year of college. That's all I'll say. That's my flex right there. That's the last thing I'm going to say.
There you go. There you go. So we got a runner on. McGuire Taylor was able to work out of the trouble that he was in the top of the 2nd, and now Lane Lewis in some trouble with 2 on and nobody out. Runners on the corners after Colton Reynolds singles down the right field line. Brian Espinoza singles to right center. Colton Reynolds advances to 3rd. So runners on the corners here. Tennessee Wesleyan is threatening.
Man, look at my boy Espinoza, man. I play with that guy. Look at that backside swing. Listen, last year that's a straight pop up straight to the pitcher, man. He had a straight up and down golf swing. That's a good swing, man.
I was about to mention, I mean, I think to this point we've seen, I think 3 backside singles from righties.
Wow.
I mean, that's I'm sure that was part of the game plan with you guys and your hitting and whatnot. But I mean, something that's obviously tough to do, on a pitch like that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, look at these guys, man. They're out here battling. You know how it is out there in Lewiston. It's a grind. It's a battle. Which I know we both got the opportunity to play in Lewiston. Like, how was your experience in Lewiston? How did that go?
So at this time, I was in a bit of a slump. This was towards the end of the year, so I didn't get as much time as I wanted to. But obviously, still with the team and still out there. It's unbelievable though. It's Lewis and Clark was there when we played, and just having the fans supporting them, and even if you're not playing them, right, the games before and the games after, that place is packed. And I remember we were playing Gwinnett, I think, that year, and it was we were just swinging it and just seeing the stands packed and people cheering. Man, it's a crazy experience. But just the whole week in Lewiston before and kind of all the things leading up to it, I think that was one of my favorite parts. Just the parade. You got they had like the kids fair of kind of like the kids come in, you play catch with them, have them do some hitting drills. Everything leading up to that I thought was so cool, and just the town of Lewiston itself was great. But gosh, yeah, what an environment it is.
Robbie, we're not trying to steal your show, by the way.
No. I will say this really quickly. Tennessee Wesleyan on the board. Ethan Wright flies out to center field. Colton Reynolds comes in to score. Colton's been on fire in this series, is right, and he comes in, and it's a 1-0 Tennessee Wesleyan lead with 1 out and a runner on first base. I will say this: you do the kids camp, you go to the elementary schools. At least when I was there, way back when 2013. At this point, it was really cool. I always think about some kids like 20 something years old now probably, and has my autograph on some baseball. And he's like, who the hell is this guy? But it's a really cool experience. Y'all are 100% right. It's really nice. I mean, Connor, you've been out there, not in a World Series comp, but you've gotten to go out there, right?
Yes, I got to go out there in, oh God, what year was that? 23 for the opening round. It was us, LC State, Hope International, and oh man, what was the fourth team? Concordia, Michigan, and it was quite the experience getting to experience Lewiston for the first time. Unfortunately, it wasn't the World Series, but still getting to see everything. Experience Lewiston. It was awesome. So I'll be right back. I have to clip this.
There you go. Yeah, Connor's working. I'm sorry, Connor. I shouldn't have.
I will say that Lewiston is. I didn't get to play against LC State besides in Arizona. We played them in a round robin in Arizona. They have the prettiest facility possible. Like their gymnasium and their facilities, man. Like for an NAIA school, I'm gonna brag on them for a little bit. That is the most electric place to play baseball at night.
It is cool. I got to watch a ton of night games there in 2013. We never played at night. We played the second game of the day in 2020 or in 2013. We played the second game of the day, and then in the elimination game, we played the first game of the day at 8:30 in the morning on Saturday for the first team to go home, and then on Memorial Day we played LC. The game, the 3:30 game is when we played LC. So, talking about playing LC and all that ballpark gets packed. I want to say that the day we played them, they did announce it was standing room only. It was incredible to be out there and play them. It felt like every time they scored, the dugout was going to collapse, and it was really really cool to be out there and get to experience that. They do a good job. They do a good job of putting the World Series on in Lewiston. The people do a good job of getting out there. Be interesting to see. I mean, you can see, that there's quite a number of people. There's people outside in left field in the general admission seats. It's a cool place to go. I talked with Max Harris, who is our data and analytics intern. He actually started for Doan at the World Series this year. And so talked to him about going out there when they qualified. And I was like, you know what? You're not going to remember
What a play.
what you ate or anything like that. Okay. You're way ahead of us.
Yeah. I pressed I'm sorry. I pressed the live button, man. I refreshed
You're way
it.
ahead of us.
I'm sorry.
Well, tell us what happened. Tell us what
So
happened.
there was a diving Hagen Escoto with a backside almost single. Taylor's second baseman makes an insane grab in the hole and throws the ball away. You got runners on first and third with 2 outs, and Alan Gil Fernandez is stepping back up. So sorry to spoil it for anybody who's not in that position, but I got excited. I'm sorry.
Not the guy that you want in. I believe, Connor, that while you're clipping that, we do have a fifth member that has shown up. So we will get him in here as soon as possible. Now I'm seeing that play. It was a great play there. Really, really, really well done. Great backup as well in that situation. Mm-hmm. There's Tyler.
Norris, how's the update at home going?
Tyler, tell us about what's going on in the new place.
Wait, am I good? Can you hear me?
You're echoing.
Yeah, we got you.
I think you're echoing just a little bit, but that's just me.
Probably my room, dude. There's crazy echo in my new little stream room, I guess you could call it. But yeah, very, very eventful first 48 hours in the new place. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you want to go over it? Do we want to skip what's going on? Like, you want to talk about it?
Let's see. I just had to deal with a toilet leak at 8 o'clock.
Oh, deep drive. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, it's a homer. Alan Guilford. Oh my goodness, what a swing. My boy, number 19.
I need to be quiet and clip these. I'll be back in like 5 minutes. You guys think?
Listen, I'm sorry, Tyler. I'm sorry.
No,
Tyler.
You're good. I think that's more exciting than anything I was going to have to say.
Let's go, baby. 4-0 dogs.
I don't know. I'm interested in your issues, but yeah, Alan Gil Fernandez homers to right center. You'll see it right now if you're connected to the McDonald's Wi-Fi like I am that's inside of a Walmart. It'll come up. It still hasn't happened on my screen. But if you're following on the stats, 100%, 4-0 Tennessee Wesleyan out in front. There's a pitching change. Lane Lewis has been lifted for Gage Gongwer, and there's a deep drive. There we go. I see it now.
I'm sorry. Listen, I'm really sorry. I'm ahead of you guys, and
No, dude, by
I'm
all
sorry if
means.
I'm talking too much. Listen, y'all got me excited with this this stream, and this game is fun. I've been waiting for 3 days for this. Feels like I'm you know, it's deep. The blood's running deep right now. So 4-0 Dogs. Wow, that's what a
Is it a
start.
grand slam?
Nah, 3-run jack. Runners on
Three-run
first
jack.
and third.
Yeah. It's pitching change. Matt Mahoney with a post in here that does say 2023 Taylor football beat GGC baseball 24 to 6 in that game.
Yeah, that was unbelievable, man. Yeah, 23-7. I think somebody said 20 of those runs were scored with 2 outs too. I mean, it was unbelievable. And they had that year, actually, we played them our second series of the year, and they swept us like with ease. So coming back into Lewiston and squaring off against them and beating them in that fashion felt it was a relief, and it definitely made up for the 3 losses that we felt at the beginning of the year. But yeah, that's a good shout from the comments there.
Yeah, it's a major update in the game. So 4-0 is our score with, I believe, 2 outs is what's going on right now. There are 2 outs in the inning. Gage Gongwer is going to enter into the game and pitch here for Taylor. On the season for Gongwer, we are looking at, for him, he's got a 4.44 ERA and 46 2/3 innings, a 5-1 record. He's making his 20th appearance of the season, all of them out of the pen. 48 strikeouts, 9.26 K per 9, and a 1.48 whip. At this point, just looking to get outs and eat away at that and give your offense an opportunity. One of the things we talked about early on in the show is that it is a really, really good offense. Both of these teams have really high-powered offense, and we saw it a little bit last night in that game where Tennessee Wesleyan had an 8-run lead, and then it kind of evaporated at a certain point. But that offense kept them in the game after the pitching was able to stabilize itself and move itself forward. William Carey, I believe, had like a 10-run inning in the top of the 6th. That's where I fell asleep, I'll be honest. I fell asleep at the top of the 6th. And then it just went from there. So that's why we've got Tennessee Wesleyan and Taylor today, 2 really high-powered offenses, but a 4-0 lead for Tennessee Wesleyan out of the gate almost here in the in the 2nd inning of play, as Gongwer's trying to get himself into the 3rd. But 4-run inning here for Tennessee Wesleyan, an explosive inning. Cruz, talk about a little bit about the offensive philosophy at TWU.
Yeah, so our offensive philosophy at Tennessee Wesleyan is you obviously it's a short base approach. We used to have a smaller field until they expanded this past year and extended the walls out and got a big jumbotron. As soon as I leave, they want to upgrade everything and make everything nice. Shout out to the athletic director over there for changing everything as soon as I leave. No, I'm just messing. They have a beautiful facility, so the fences have been scooted back a little bit, but it used to be an absolute launch pad because of the elevation up there in Tennessee. So there would be moments in the game. Coach Barry really preaches hard and low, hard and low, hard and low line drives in the gaps that will turn into home runs, and that is something that we really believe. 24 and 25, we took a lot of approaches as far as try to hit it back off the pitcher's bill, not literally, but that was the approach. But then there would be times where we would get up on a team, or there'd be a situation where we're down by 2 or 3 runs and bases juice, and he says he calls a timeout and walks over. And I don't know if you guys know Coach Barry that well, but he'll come over, and he's a big old jack guy, and he'll just grab you by your shoulders, and he'll be like, "Hey man, you think you can get into one right here?" And you say, "Yeah." And then he goes, "Well, all right." He smiles at you with the big white teeth he's got. And then you try to get into one. So when you're ahead, it's try to make the big blow. Try to take the big blow. 2 or 3 runners on. Let's get a big blow right here, and let's hit this ball of the yard. If it's if you're down or you're chasing a little bit or it's an even ball game, it's really hard and low approach. Try to hit the ball hard up the middle of the field and hit it where it's pitched. There's not really a scenario where we sit on a single pitch unless the pitcher coming into that game is literally anything over 65% to 70% breaking balls or fastballs. Then we'll sit that pitch. But realistically, as a hitter, you have to be an athlete and you just have to be able to adjust, which I'm sure you guys understand that. Luke, I know you understand that. So adjustability for us has always been in our back pocket. But we didn't take batting practice on the field in 25 because we had so many dudes trying to hit home runs, and that was causing us to pop up a lot and fly out a lot in the beginning of the year. We took batting practice in everybody else's facilities and just hitting the cages, and that really changed our mindset from, hey, let's hit a bunch of bombs to let's try to hit the ball through the center field wall. So yeah, those approaches, as far that's the approach base as far as what Coach Barry and the hitting coaches over there at Wesleyan want to do, is they just want to try to hit the ball hard where it's pitched and take the big blow when you can get one and chip away when you can't.
Second time through the lineup for McGuire Taylor. He's got 2 outs here in the top of the third. Ben Kennedy flies out to right. Luke Suter will line out to left. It is definitely, I've known Billy now for about 10 years. 2015, we faced Tennessee Wesleyan in a neutral site game. We drove up from West Palm Beach. I was coaching at Kaiser, and they met us in Daytona Beach, and we played at Embry-Riddle for just a neutral site game. Embry-Riddle had just gone D2. And we met there and played there, and we were both ranked in the top 25. We got our teeth kicked in. The game only lasted 7 innings. But my favorite memory of that is I was in charge of writing out the lineup card that day. I screwed up the lineup card. I had Gabby Mundo on there leading off and batting ninth because I got 2 different versions of it, which is, it's my fault. And so I had Gabby Mundo on there twice. I scratched it out and then put somebody else in there. We exchanged lineup cards. There was no issues. And I guess on the underneath sheets that they get, it didn't get all the way in there. We hit out of order and they didn't catch it till the next half inning. And Billy blew up at the umpire for not catching it. And he got tossed. And so I don't know if you've ever played at Embry-Riddle. Brady Manning with a double down the left field line there. So 2 or
There we
1
go.
and 2 out. But if you've ever played at Embry-Riddle, there is I've got Mike Mendoza calling me like right now.
Yeah, he's listening. Yeah,
Mike Mendoza's calling me right now.
I think you should answer that. I think
live on YouTube, and Mike, I can't answer right now.
He's probably like, "What are you doing, letting Cruz Newman join your?"
I know, like, why is Cruz Newman on your broadcast right now?
That guy loves me too much, man.
Yeah, I hope he's leaving me. He didn't leave me a voicemail. Okay, but so he got tossed, and there's doors from the outside into the dugout at Embry-Riddle. Billy gets tossed, gets told to go to the bus, walks in through the door and goes, "Hey, I just want to let y'all know I'm not mad at you. That guy's an idiot out there. That umpire's a freaking moron." He didn't say the word friggin', but
Oh yeah,
that guy's an idiot out there. Not mad at y'all. Totally appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your day. And just walked out. And I was like, that was my first Billy Berry experience. And of course, doing all of this, we've become really, really good friends. Over
did Tyler go to Taylor? Because we have
he
another.
Did not, but that was his. He's technically, he might as well just be an Upland local.
Okay,
Come
so
on,
I'm
Tyler.
Hold on. This is not fair.
Hey, purple looks good on you, Tyler. I don't know.
Hey,
I think it's
appreciate
your
it.
color. Yeah, for sure.
You know what I will say is, hopefully none of my dogs are listening, but I don't think my school has any chance of making it to Lewiston anytime soon. So I'll rep a school that is there right now.
Appreciate
We
that.
gotta
Appreciate
get you
that.
some blue. We got to get you some blue.
Adopted Hoosier. Hey, I'm open to any and all. Well, I'm open to most NAIA merchandise. I'll leave it at that.
Well, here's the thing. Taylor's got, you guys are Nike. Okay, you guys got the cool hats. Okay, we get it. We're Under Armour. We're sticking strong to the early 2000s Under Armour. No, it's all love, man. Those are some sweet hats. I can't lie. I think I'd wear that hat to golf in. That's a
Yeah, sadly, from kind of all the sweat and stuff over the years, it's kind of shrunk on me a little bit. So
grinder.
probably losing some blood flow to the head here, but
No,
we're
no
making
kidding.
it work. It's thankfully just got a haircut, so it's it's not as tight as it would have been a few days ago.
Yeah, what is that? A high and tight fade right there? A little military fade?
Yeah, man. See, we got
Look at this guy. Oh
we
yeah,
got a little
look
bit
at
of
this.
fade there. A little mid to high. It grows back quick, so like I told him, like, hey, take it down a bunch. Don't worry about it. And yeah, hopefully roll around next week. It'll be a good steady fade.
I'm totally gonna have Cooper go back and clip this. We're gonna put this on TikTok next week. Start some good summer content there.
I will say, Mike Mendoza did text me that he's watching the game. He's excited. He said that if you're a Tennessee Wesleyan guy, you're a Tennessee Wesleyan guy. I guess he just tuned in. He was like, "Yeah, y'all are live. That's sick." We're
That's a guy, man.
Definitely live. Happy to see he's in Division One, dude. That guy's fantastic at his job. He should have been in Division One long ago. There's a reason why he's as successful as he is, and won national titles at SCU, and was very successful. In Tennessee Wesleyan, and really good at his job. So excited for that program there at Uno.
LSU UNO.
LSU UNO. You're right.
LSU UNO. We just got bought out by LSU. So we went and played LSU. Talk about an experience, by the way. Wow. Playing in the box against the Tigers was an experience. We got waxed thanks to I made an error at first base. You'll have to bear with me. I played first base one year in college out of 5. I made an error and they blew up, and Stephen Milam hit a ball at me at about 70 miles an hour off the plate, off the front dirt right here, and it took a terrible hop and ate me up. So shout out to my Uno guys who are watching that picked me up after my head was hanging. And I had just hit a home run too, a backside home run against their weekday guy, and then he gave up an error and lost us the game. So I'll take credit for that, for the loss there. But yeah, LSU UNO, man, they're giving us a bunch of money. Hoorah.
One out in the bottom of the third and one on. Josh Shelley walks on goes 3-0, gets a strike, and then next pitch is the ball. David Balania strikes out, swinging on a 1-2 count. It's strike 3 there. 4-0 Tennessee Wesleyan, bottom of the third. If you're just joining us in this one, Colton Reynolds is batting. He's 1 for 1 today. We are thrilled to be here with y'all and talking. We've got almost the entire NAIA ball group. Taylor right now is somewhere in Oklahoma City just itching to jump on this. He cannot wait.
He's out there slinging them Busch Light apples.
Yeah, he's out there getting after it with the Busch Light apples. If they gave him an opportunity to walk around Brickyard today, he would take it. There's so much going on for him today. Oklahoma City Thunder playing the Spurs in the Western Conference Finals.
Good call on that.
Oh, yeah.
Check my bet.
These guys, man, with the bets. Look at this. Look at these
What's
guys.
the score looking like in that one? Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
You guys are big NBA guys. I can't get into the NBA.
I work at an
I'm
NBC
not.
station. All right, I need one team to win and the other team to lose, so we don't have a local team in the NBA Finals that I'll lose some station money over.
We got a 5-point game in that one. San
Yeah,
Antonio's
that's a great
leading
ball game, man.
87-82, 9:52 in the fourth.
Yep, there's a lot going on. And super happy that NBC has NBA basketball. That's fantastic. But we got a great ball game going on right here.
Oh, baby, let's go.
That's going to be a big one. So it is now 6-0 Tennessee Wesleyan. Brian Espinosa is going to single.
No.
Advances to second on a fielding error by the right fielder, and then gets to third base. So Colton Reynolds is going to score on the air. That's going to be unearned, but Josh Shelley will be earned. Ooh. So it is going to be the second pair of the game for Taylor, and it is 6-0 Tennessee Wesleyan. in the bottom half of the third.
I'm
You know
sorry
what?
for the listen. I'm sorry in advance for the celebrations, Luke. You're gonna
All
just
good, man. Hey, I'd be acting the same way if I saw it happen right now. So
if you
I don't
guys
blame you.
start getting hot, I'll keep my mouth shut and I'll let you have your moments, okay? But for
For
the
sure.
guys here for Connor, Tyler, Robbie, I'm gonna go ahead and apologize in advance. If you hear me say like "oh" or something like that, that means that the boys are getting some runs to
There
go.
you
So
go. That's all right. That's all right. Ethan Wright is going to single through the left side. It is now 7-0 Tennessee Wesleyan. Just unfortunate there for Gage Gongwer. And really a tough play there in right field that happened to make it 7-0 in favor of TWU in front of Taylor. Just really, really tough there. And a lead out here now for Tennessee Wesleyan in the bottom half of the third. I will say, yeah, there's no run rule in this game. It is the national championship. You play it out, and we've seen in the past, that this is a really good Taylor offense. We saw it last night where Tennessee Wesleyan and William Carey went back and forth. I mean, anything can happen in this ball game.
Yeah, there's a base hit, so 7-0. But like you just said, anything can happen. I mean, William Carey gave us a run for our money last night, and those boys, I mean, they got some ball players. But I wanted to bring something up. That was a tough play. I've had to make that play in right field that kid just had to try to make. And let me tell you, it's especially at that field, that trajectory, and the way that the stands plays in that stadium. Luke, I'll tell you, that's a tough play right there. I'm kind of feeling for him, but I want to talk about we talked about the approach earlier with the backside singles. That's Brian Espinosa's second one. So I would assume that Coach Barry had said something to the boys for the game and said, "Hey, let's stick to a low line drive approach backside." And I'm sure them boys at Taylor are about to turn it up a little bit. Trust me, I'm not going to get too excited because them boys at Taylor have had a blessed year. So I'm gonna sit back here and just take the small wins. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I feel like it's with any team. I mean, and you've probably seen it your whole career, but it just takes one, man. It takes a couple guys in a row just to kind of get things going. I know probably coming into this game, like I couldn't imagine being in here right now, but maybe it takes some guys are kind of feeling it out a little bit or whatnot. But I'm a pretty optimistic person, obviously, and I'm just hoping the boys can stream something together here. Good effort there by our second baseman on that foul ball, just out of his reach. But yeah, man, I think just 1 through 9. I know we got some guys who can rake, and just hoping we can see some damage done here in the middle innings coming up.
I'll tell you, it's in this environment. I don't know if you ever played for a national championship, and I was going to ask you that if you got to play in the national championship. I got to play in 24 national championship. The amount of nerves, and people always downplay the NAIA level. They've done that since I've been in college, which I think that's the dumbest thing ever because NAIA baseball is just as competitive as the Division I level because I've done both and I've seen both of it. I talked to Robbie about that when I was at UTRGV. I said, man, this is exactly like when I was at Wesleyan. I mean, you face teams like Taylor, GGC, and Cumberland's teams like that. You're getting the same level of competition. I'll say this. The amount of nerves that I had going into that 24 national championship game, I did not eat breakfast. My family and girlfriend at the time were in Lewiston with me, and I was gonna go meet them for donuts. I threw up 3 times in the parking lot that day. Vomited 3 times because I was that nervous. I'd never been that nervous to play a baseball game in my entire life. But once you get settled in here, like see the boys, your boys at Taylor getting off the field now. But once the nerves settle in this national championship game, it becomes just another baseball game. Like you've played and you've played plenty of baseball games in your life. So is everybody else in here. But it's when the nerves settle, it just becomes another game. But yeah, this is probably the best start that the Bulldogs could have asked for. But don't sleep on the Taylor boys, man. I've watched them all season. Don't sleep on them.
Looks like it's going to be 7-0 heading into the top of the fourth here. Cruz, I want to get your thoughts on this because you actually just mentioned it. And it was something that Taylor and I got a lot of heat for online early in the year. So we posted a clip, if you remember, talking about the comparison between NAIA baseball and Division II. We didn't even step foot into the Division I world. But you saying it's just as competitive as it is, I think you have a great perspective. So, but we're talking, what's the biggest difference that you see going to the Division I level? Obviously that, you might not see in the NAI because, our biggest standpoint was you're going to get a lot of guys that get bounced from Division One schools for various reasons, and most of the time they're going to go to NAIA because of the different eligibility rules. But what's kind of the biggest thing you saw when you made that jump?
So you'd be very surprised at how similar these two levels are. You hear a lot of chatter from professional scouts or Division One coaches, Division Two, Division Three, NAIA coaches. There's a bunch of talk about the NAIA level being the bottom tier level, But what I'm going to tell you is, I got a chance to play in the Southland Conference this year against teams like Nichols and Lamar and UTRGV. I got to face some good teams that I would argue that our 24 Tennessee Wesleyan team and that GGC team that we played in 24 when they whooped our butt the day before our elimination game against Southeastern, I would argue that the pitching staff for GGC that year would have had the lowest ERA in our Southland Conference this year, and probably they may have finished second or third in our conference. So what I will tell you about the Division One level, there is no night and day difference between these two levels. Hey, there you go. By the way, Luke, there's your homer to left center field, 7-1.
Hey, come on now.
There are your
I
boys.
just saw. You see that in the video or on the stats?
The video, man. I'm way ahead of you again. Look at that.
Gosh,
Yeah,
you
he's
got
just stepping in
NASA.
the
You might have
box
the
for
NASA
me.
Wi-Fi going.
I think I made it. No, I'm actually taking the entire household's Wi-Fi right now. My mom just came in here to give me some more water. She's being a sweetheart, and she's
go.
like, "Hey, you cut the Wi-Fi off." I'm like, "I'm sorry, I got to hog it tonight." But
Yeah,
anyway,
what kind of internet do you have? You're so far ahead of everybody.
I am on. So we got that Spectrum. We got that
Ooh.
Spectrum. Yeah, we're rolling deep over here. You're on a PC right now, so the PC's just taking all the internet. I got a full blown computer right here with a giant
That's the way to
screen.
go.
That's the way to go. But like I was saying, Tyler, the Division One level is not a night and day difference from the NAIA. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but I had very similar stats from my Division One season to my NAIA season. I hit 295 with 14 homers. I hit 335 with 16 homers last year. So the difference, in my opinion, is the hitters. The pitching at this level, at the NAIA level, you're getting some guys that are maybe dropping back, maybe had some eligibility issues like you mentioned before, or maybe some guys that didn't get some opportunities at some other schools that just wanted a chance to play. What I will say is the pitching staffs for these high level NAIA programs, I'm talking your top 25s in the countries, they can compete at any level. I mean, we saw a guy running out, I forgot what his name was, Robbie, help me. GGC 2024, we were undefeated going into play. GGC, they were undefeated. They threw a kid, Caleb Patterson, or maybe that was last year. Was that his name? 25? Caleb Patterson?
Matt Mahoney will know.
Ooh, nice play out in right field or left field.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, good dive right there. I think it was Caleb Patterson was his name. I'm pretty sure he's a professional now. He was 93 to 96 and carved us. If he threw 93 to 96 like he did against us in the NAIA World Series, I think he would have been the number one pitcher in our conference this year in the SLC. So what I will say to you, my final answer to you, Tyler, is if you're a baseball player that is at a high level Power 4 conference Division One program, and you think that stooping down to the NAIA level is not as impressive, or it's not going to get you as many looks, I beg to differ, because I saw some pitchers that were way better in NAIA than I did and that's no discredit to any team or pitcher in Division One baseball, because it's the highest level of baseball you can play. But I will say this, it is no night and day difference, and I will back you up on that any day. I will have your back on that any day.
And I
think
was
when we
gonna say-
talk about it, the biggest difference is probably the bottom tier, right? So like we think top 25 NAIA schools, they can probably compete with most top 25s in the Division Two level, Division One level. But the biggest fall off, as you're going to see, is the bottom tier NAIA teams going up against the bottom level D2s and D1s. It's probably not much of a case to be made there, but I think speaking top 25, 100%. But Luke, sorry, I cut into you. Go, by all means, go for it.
No, you're good. I was just gonna cruise kind of where you're saying, like 100% agree. Seeing kind of where I was at the D1 level for a few years, and then even at Taylor in the fall, we'd scrimmage Valparaiso every year, which is a D1 up here. And I think this last year and the year before, I think we took both of the games that we played from them. Same with playing Butler University and beating them in a scrimmage. And it just goes to show, Tyler, like you were saying, the top teams up there, I think, can compete with a lot of teams at the Division One level. I mean, you think of Gable Pentecost last year on our team, drafted in the 6th round. Dude was gross. I feel bad for any. I mean, after facing him in the fall, I'm like, I'm glad I never have to do that again, and just have to see everyone else that has to go up against him. But yeah, there's just so much talent out there, and yeah, man, it deserves some love, for all the ballers out there, all the studs.
I'll say this really quickly. Just kind of, I was in the NAI at a different time than y'all, but it is. I think more than anything, and Cruz, you and I talked about it a little bit when you came down here to UTRGV, was the depth is a huge factor. I think that you have some starters on every single big team that can compete at a high level. You have guys on the mound, you have guys in the box, hitters that can compete at a high level. I think more than anything, it's the depth. And when you get past the surface level stuff as well, we've seen the game change a lot with the evolution of the transfer portal and adding the transfer portal, and the transfer rules have changed, and no longer do you really have to sit out a year or anything like that. Because when I was in college, it was, oh yeah, he came from UTSA, he came from UNLV, he came from OU, he came from here, he came from that. And all my freshman year in college, all three of our weekend guys were Division I transfers.
Mm.
UNLV, Texas Tech, and OU/TCU, and played. Stephen Bruce, who's the pitching coach at Loyola, played with me and for me at Kaiser. Even though, I mean, Stephen's in a different world on his own. He went undefeated. That's a kid that was pitching at a regional at OU. Like went undefeated in college. I mean, he was incredible, and he deserves every bit of praise for what he did at Kaiser and being the Sun Conference Pitcher of the Year, and as talented as he was, and all of that. You didn't need to tell that guy anything. There's a reason why he's a pitching coach now. Got up to AA, undrafted free agent, got up to AA, played in the Arizona Fall League. Like, that's a kid straight out of Dallas, Texas, from Kaiser University, that was super competitive and was really, really talented in everything he did. There were a lot of players that I played with. I think about Cody Faulkner, the last guy to throw a no-hitter at the World Series. Did it against Sterling in 2013. I was fortunate enough to be in the dugout in that game. I was fortunate enough to chart that game. Throws 86 pitches, 80 of them are fastballs, because that's just what he felt was on that day. That's what he felt comfortable with that day. Quick update: Alan Gil Fernandez is hit by pitch.
Got a pitching change too.
Yeah, so there is a throwing error. Yeah, Wes Hunt is in the game now, excuse me. But there is a throwing error on the play here for Rob Gordon by the third baseman. He's going to advance to second. Fernandez is going to end up at third on the air. So runners on second and third with nobody out. Tennessee Wesleyan leads 7-1 in the bottom half of the fourth. But getting back into it, Cody Faulkner, Kansas State transfer. First day on campus, I meet Cody Faulkner, find out we're the same age, and I'm like, there's no freaking way. There's no freaking way. Like, this dude's head and shoulders above me. I'm straight out of McAllen, and he's straight out of Kansas State by way of Irving. And so it was incredible. There's so much talent at this level through the years. An RBI there for Josh Shelley. He grounds out shortstop. But is now 8-1, a runner on third and 1 out for Tennessee Wesleyan. There's definitely talent. I do feel like the game has changed a little bit. There's Matt Mahoney. I see him in there. Caleb Hill, lefties, threw in the Frontier League last year for GGC. So the talent level in the NAI is fantastic. I think that we're playing great baseball. It's very competitive. The way that the draft has changed has hurt the level quite a bit as well, and that's kind of hurt how things have changed. So it's been really interesting to see. But I mean, I think about Oklahoma City. Obviously, for you young guys, Oklahoma City is not what it used to be. But 2014, their entire weekend rotation got drafted.
Wow.
Their entire weekend rotation got drafted. It was insane. One of them made the show. I remember seeing Sear at Embry Riddle. We faced him. We actually beat him in West Palm Beach. and he was a major leaguer. Got to face guys that were really really good. You look at some of the talent that this level has produced. Gable Pentecost is a great example of it. He gets drafted and is immediately a top 30 prospect in the Astros organization. Like it's really 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 a testament to this level and some of the talent that's being put out and some of the talent that's being developed, by guys at like Kyle at Taylor, by what Billy does and some of the great coaches that we have across the nation. I hate when we lose coaches or when we have programs go D2 because there are some really really great programs and coaches across the nation. So
Tyler, I want to bring this up as well. We're talking about the level comparison. Walter State Community College in 2021 and 22, we had three pitchers get drafted in the top 6 rounds, and one of them was the pitcher of the year in 23 for North Carolina and ended up getting drafted in the first round or second round, maybe by the Cubs. I would argue that some junior college baseball programs can be better than some Division I programs, and that is just the truth. I've never seen so much talent in baseball in my life, but it feels like the past 4 or 5 years since I've been in college, it doesn't really matter what level you play at. You will have eyes on you if you go to one of those top tier programs at the JUCO level, NAIA level, Division II level. It's not going to matter. But how about Colton Reynolds right here with another backside single? Boys are up 10-1. They're off to a hot start, fellas. This is what you want to see if you're Mike Mendoza and Billy Berry.
Watching at home, yeah. 10 to
He just
1.
sent me a text message. He said the boys are hot. Fire me up, Mike Mendoza.
10 to 1 in what is going on right now. In the game, runner on second and 2 away after Brian Espinoza grounds out to third base. We could make a list of guys at the NAI level who have gone on to play at Division I this year that have made an impact and had really really good seasons. We were talking about Alabama State before the show started. Miguel Oropeza had 17 home runs this year at Alabama State. So it's really really incredible to see just kind of the talent level and what is going on across the league. I think Kaiser had a guy, Ivan Fanietta is messaging me about Landon Lau, who hit 400 at Bradley this season in conference. Had a great year. He was at Kaiser last year. So there's going to be 2 outs in the inning and a runner at second base here as Wes Hunt is trying to end this inning. But another crooked number for Tennessee Wesleyan: 0 in the first, 4 in the second, 3 in the third, and 3 in the 4th inning so far, with the bottom of the 4th still going on. 10 to 1, Tennessee Wesleyan out in front in this game. Connor is definitely busy cutting up all of these highlights.
At least, I just want him to give me like a little bit more time. Like if they're gonna score a lot, just like give me at least 5 minutes in between. That's all I ask.
And now it's going to be, sorry, Connor, it's going to be 11 to 1.
Great.
Throwing error. Oh on the second baseman. And
Goodness gracious.
Single through the left side. 5 errors for Taylor. It is a very uncharacteristic game. Luke, I know it is not what you expected in this one or probably what you were hoping for, but I want to give you an opportunity to talk about what Taylor baseball means to you.
Gosh, I mean, it's sorry, I'm watching some of these plays back. I mean, it means everything. Seriously, I think I know I brought it up kind of when I was talking about my story of when I transferred, but Cruz, I know you probably know, but as you kind of go to a new school, it's a little uneasy, right? Because something didn't work at the school before, and so the place you're going into, you're kind of second guessing yourself. You're asking, is this really the right place? But I mean, the culture at Taylor is phenomenal. I think something that they preach and that they do a really good job of, and I think is a testament to our team's success kind of year over year, is just really taking care of the guys below you, of the underclassmen coming in. I think like seniority isn't really a thing at our school. It's like, okay, we're serving our freshmen. We have team meals. Like those guys are eating first. They're first in line. And I think the way that we kind of cater and kind of like grow our program in that way is just so good on leaving it better than you found it and having guys kind of stepping up year over year. And also we just had some competitors, man, when I was there. And that's something that just leading by example. I know I saw coming in. I remember my first day of hitting BP, I was, trying to get in the box, all calm, whatever. Maybe I'd fouling off and I'd play it off. But man, these guys are sticking their nose in on the curveball machine, getting after it. And it's just something that I think people pick up on really quick. And is just, like I said, such a testament to who we are as a team. And I think, obviously it looks a little crooked now, but that doesn't sell, I think, what this team is short at all, man, of what they can do and who they've become kind of through their careers. Like Ben Kennedy's a great example. Hopefully he doesn't watch this back and hear. Hopefully he doesn't hear this part, but I remember his freshman year, he was starting at short when we were in Lewiston, and he may have had one hit. And I know he punched out a lot, and I know he loves joking about it now, but just seeing where he's at now, leading the team, swinging the bat, having an awesome World Series. I think that just shows like his commitment to like who we are as a team and kind of his process, throughout college. So, I feel like those words doesn't do it even enough justice, but just love what we're about there at Taylor. And yeah, Coach Gould has done such a great job, kind of keeping that culture and keeping it through our years.
So the bottom of the fourth is over. It was a great great storyline. I'd love to get into Coach Gould here in a little bit and talk more about him, but the bottom of the fourth is over on a fielder's choice play. That's the third out of the inning. 11-1 is the score. We're seeing it live right now happen, and that will end the inning as we head to the top of the fifth. It is 11-1 Tennessee Wesleyan. Tyler, you picked Taylor to win it all, I believe, right? That was your pick.
Lately, yes. But if we're going for overall record, I'm not at a loss here because episode 1, I picked Tennessee Wesleyan, and then here we are. I got both of them in the World Series game. But yes, I will say after seeing Taylor in the opening round in Upland, it was kind of a no-brainer for me to pick them, which is also why I'm not overly concerned right now because I saw them to go down. I believe it was 10-0 in game 1 against Indiana Tech on championship day. I think it was go down 10-0. Brody Fine doesn't even record an out in this one, and then they bounce back the bottom half of the inning and score. I think it was 9, and then 3 more the following inning. So I mean, this lineup is very capable of turning things around very quickly. We've talked a lot about guys like Braden Manning and Jordan Malott. Those guys are going to be at the center of that. But then pieces like Ben Kennedy, too. Ben Kennedy's going to be a guy that can start this for them. So, they find themselves in quite a bit of a hole. But I think it's going to be really hard for this pitching staff, specifically Tennessee Wesleyan, or really anybody in the World Series, which I think we've seen. It's hard to hold this lineup down for an entirety of 9 innings. So I think they'll bounce back. I just don't know when that's going to be. But it looks like the starter here for McGuire Taylor has a pretty good feel for this Taylor lineup. So it's really going to be how quickly can they get him out of the game. It's probably going to be the turning point.
So he is getting ready. McGuire Taylor's getting ready to go through the lineup for the third time, actually. Caden Wu is pinch hitting here for Jay Schrock. But when the lineup turns back around as Wu strikes out, and Ben Kennedy will come up to bat here. It'll be the third time that Ben Kennedy will face McGuire Taylor. So things start to look different after you see a guy for the third time, and we'll see what Taylor can do here. They did get the run in the last inning. McGuire Taylor at 62 pitches through 4 1/3, 6 strikeouts, and 1 walk.
That is one thing that I will say that Tyler did a really good job of mentioning there is I've watched some games. I went back and watched some games of this Taylor team, and especially at this level in this competition, this stage, you're never out of the fight. That's a testament to Hope International. I can't believe I'm about to say this right now, but in 24, Hope International, we got up on them pretty good to start the game. They made a few critical mistakes that gave us a lead, and their bats got hot. Our bullpen couldn't withstand their lineup. They were hot at the right time. They had eliminated GGC, who at the time was the best team in the country, in my opinion, in 24, and they came back and found a way to get it done, and they mollywopped us like really bad. So like Tyler, and you just said this lineup is they're going to get it going at some point. And this Tennessee Wesleyan bullpen, they're damaged. You know, they've taken some hit markers in this tournament. You know, they've used by the way, it's Cameron Gopher. They've used him quite a bit, and then, you know, obviously, like I mentioned, Colton Brumley earlier. I would assume he'll come out of the pen too. But you know, those guys have very limited experience in the World Series. So they didn't pitch a whole lot for us last year in the World Series, and obviously, I think if you ask McGuire Taylor, hey, is this your first time ever pitching in a national championship? He would say yes. So believe me, that Taylor's never out of this fight, just like Wesleyan would never be out of this fight. And this is just we're only in the top of the 5th inning, Luke. I'd be getting up in your chair here pretty soon, man. Like, it's coming. I feel it.
Yeah, man. I think both you guys hit on it, but I've always been optimistic. I think as you go through and as you have games where you are down a handful of runs and you do claw back and you do get that win, it instills that belief kind of moving on, right? Like, I know these guys well enough to where, you know, obviously it is a big deficit. We saw some errors, which unfortunate for that to happen at this level, you know, in this championship. But I know there's not really a panic. I know these guys are waiting for it to turn around. I know, even seen my boy Luke Sutter there with a double. I don't want to spoil it too early. I'm looking at the stats.
Oh
here,
yeah,
but,
go
Yeah,
ahead.
you're a little early. You're early, man. You're
Go
early.
ahead. Tell us about it. Go ahead.
But yeah, man, it's, you know, I know these guys are still sticking their nose, you know, in that batter's box, in that mound, and they're playing until that inning turns over in the 9th.
Good swing.
Yep, Suter does double down the right field line. Kennedy, who walked, gets into 3rd. So 2 in scoring position and 1 away for McGuire Taylor, who is at 68 pitches, about 70 pitches now. By the time we're going to be done talking about this at bat, he will be over 70. But a huge double there by Suter. At this point, Taylor's just got to start chipping away. It was a great swing on that hit.
Yeah, but people don't talk enough about. I'm a left-handed hitter, and lefty. I've faced McGuire Taylor in the box and live at bats. That dude's brought some velo up here the past couple years. That is no easy at bat, so that is a great swing by that kid right there. That's a good swing.
Yeah, I agree, Cruz. I'm a lefty too, and you know, when I see someone coming up in the pen, I'm on deck, and all of a sudden, you know, I see a lefty, a 3/4 lefty coming in. I'm like, this is gonna be a battle here. But
I see you, Luke.
lefties,
they don't
man.
understand. They don't understand, Luke. They don't understand. Lefty's a different beast. Righty's not a beast, but lefty's a beast.
Yeah,
It's a beast.
We've got I do have a question. I'm going to give a quick update. It is 11-2 now with 2 outs in the top of the 5th after Braden Manning grounds out the shortstop to drive in Ben Kennedy, make it 11-2 ball game. Matt Mahoney from GGC has a great question. And he wants to know, and Luke, you'll be able to answer this one. Is it Kyle Gold or Gould?
it is Kyle Gould. I'm a big Bears fan, and our kicker Robbie Gould was he was a man growing up, and so yeah, same pronunciation there, but yeah, Kyle Gould. Yeah,
There we go.
He's
That'll answer that.
Coach Gould's a man. He I know,
Yeah,
Robbie. I know.
Talk about Kyle a little bit.
So, gosh, I mean, it's really hard to describe who he is as a person. I think as a baseball player, though, one of the biggest takeaways that I had being at Taylor and being on the team, and I think was a reason for not only my success, but for a lot of people on the team's success, is I think it's easy as a college coach to see your team and kind of, you know, everyone's an asset, right? Like there's obviously there's stuff that people provide, whether it's pitching, hitting, whatnot. I think the relationships that coach kind of, you know, poured into and invested in, it was like, okay, who you are as a person and like, you know, what you're doing off the field is like, that's what's important to me. Like you're a ball player next. But man, who you are as a person is really what he's looking to develop and grow. And I think just having that as a player, man, you're so much more confident in what you're doing. You know that, you know, at the end of the day, if you do have a rough game, maybe you're not playing as much, like, man, like you're still invested in and loved by a good coach and just a good group of guys. So he's always been that way. super competitive guy too. I mean, on the field, I'm always a stand on the other side of the dugout kind of guy when I'm in there, just because, man, he's fired up for those games. But yeah, he's a winner. He knows how to compete, and I think that really shows kind of, in the teams over the years.
Here they come.
I was about to
Yeah,
say, as soon as I get comfortable where I can sit and talk again, oh, we got to clip some more highlights. So I'll be back again.
Jordan, there we go.
Jordan a lot with a double down the left field line, and Connor goes right back to work.
I tried to say it before. I said this is going to be a slugfest, and look what it's
boys.
turning into.
My sister is reporting from San Antonio that they are already popping fireworks, so that should tell you how that game ended.
The Thunder hate watch was successful. So that means
man.
Taylor is probably not joining us tonight.
Yeah. Taylor's on a sad ride home right now.
Oof, nothing makes me happier than seeing the Thunder lose.
Terrible.
Well, my team got bounced in the first round, so I'll take it.
Yes.
You see McGuire Taylor, he's getting into some trouble here with that command. I mentioned that before. That's my boy, but I'm telling you what, man, when this Taylor lineup with how deadly and how threatful they can be, he's starting to feel the pressure a little bit. Another mound visit coming up, so you could definitely tell that there a little bit of the nerves are getting to him. They might go to the bullpen here.
They are
At the
actually.
lead, I think it's got to be a shorter leash now.
Yeah, no, they are going to go to the pen. After he goes down in the count to Frickle 2-0, they are going to make a pitching change. And you said it was Cameron
Gopher.
Cameron Gopher will enter the game for Tennessee Wesleyan. He has a 5.16 ERA and a 9-3 record. He is making his 18th appearance. He has 15 starts this year, 90 and 2/3 innings pitched, 75 strikeouts to 20 walks, 7.44 K per 9, and a 1.31 whip here. So, like we said, this is the last game of the season. There is no tomorrow for either of these teams. It is all that there is, and it's all hands on deck. So I cannot blame Billy for wanting to go to the pen and get this moving here with a runner in scoring position, 11-3 game, trying to get out of the top half of the fifth, send this to the halfway point in this ball game. But runner on second, you cannot be displeased with the effort that you got from McGuire Taylor, who ends his night responsible for the runner on second, but goes 4 2/3, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, 3 of them looking, gives up 1 home run. 75 total pitches for him, 50 of them strikes. So definitely a great effort in trying to keep Taylor down. Taylor is 2 for 6 right now in 2-out situations, and 2 for 8 with runners on, as compared to Tennessee Wesleyan with runners on base is 8 for 19 and 5 for 12 with runners in scoring position. Taylor right now just 1 for 4. So a 250 average with runners in scoring position. Both teams have gotten the leadoff guy on quite a few times. Tennessee Wesleyan has actually had the leadoff man on in every inning so far today. So
This is what I'll say about Cameron Gopher. This is one of my boys. Big sinker 4-seam profile guy. So you're going to see a whole lot of sinkers and 4-seams here, and you're going to see this is a competitor too. This is one of those guys that's going to come out there and give you some innings. He was a little bit wishy-washy with his command too last year, so if those Taylor boys can put a little bit of pressure on him, you may see some of the same as you got from McGuire. But like you just tackled on McGuire's start, getting a start from a guy like that's impressive, because he wasn't a starter for them all year, and he wasn't a starter for us in 25. So it looks like we just got out of the inning on a first pitch pop up. So good work by Gopher there to get us back in the dugout. Because I'm telling you, man, Luke, I'm telling you, I know them boys are deadly, man. Don't let them boys get the stick hot. You know what I'm saying?
They're ready to go, man. Hopefully on the defensive side, some things can clean up and keep this thing at bay. But I mean, I'd love to see a good ball game. Obviously, I want my boys to win and you want your boys to win. But just from this point on, man, like good competitive baseball. Like I know we got a lot of seniors probably on both teams. It's like just leave it out there, man. See what happens, and I'm hoping for a good second half here from the boys.
Luke, I'll say this, man. I as much as I want a blowout victory by the Bulldogs, I would also love to see like a close knit baseball game going into the ninth with some crazy stuff going on, especially being live right now with you guys. I feel like that'd be a pretty cool moment to
I'd make
feel.
everybody mute themselves so we could talk about it because everybody seems to be ahead of me. But he does get out of the inning. We're headed to the bottom of the fifth. It is 11-3. Just taking a look as we hit the halfway point, what the line scores look like. Taylor has 3 runs on 5 hits and has committed 5 errors. Tennessee Wesleyan has 11 runs on 10 hits with no errors committed in this ball game. As we hit the halfway point in the final game of the season, there is no tomorrow. The national championship will be crowned today. So it will be really, really interesting to see it. Matt Mahoney makes a good point. Billy had to live through last night. He knows that you never have enough runs when you're playing your 7th game in 9 days. I mean, that is a ton.
It takes a toll on your body too, and that's one of the things I'll say. Because in 24, we had to play Reinhardt back-to-back nights. We finished up that Reinhardt game that day before game super late, like around 11 p.m., and then had to turn around and play the next day at 3 o'clock, I believe. And then that was whenever we ended up, or no, I think it was a 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock start, and that's whenever we walked them off with a backside base hit. But the toll that these games takes, this tournament will take on your body, especially with the elongated season that you play at the NAIA level. I will say this, and I know Luke knows this for sure, and so does Tyler and Connor probably know this, and so do you, Robbie. But in the NAIA, man, you're chasing a record. You're chasing try to be that top 10 team, and this is it's a tough task to complete. And despite the errors, like I've said 1,000 times, I'll say it again. Like, this Taylor team's never going to be out of it because Wesleyan just played last night till 2:45 a.m. down there, up there in Lewiston, and it was 5 a.m. back here at home, and I'm asleep and I don't even know what's going on, and so yeah, it'll take a toll on your body, but there's a third pitch ground out there.
Yeah,
No, yeah, I think with the physical part as well. I mean, for me, a lot of it was mental too. I think how engaged you are in these games. I don't know how it was for your regular season schedule, but we would go doubleheader Friday, doubleheader Saturday, and in those big series, man, like you get to game 4, like no matter how the body feels, like you got to sit down, between games 3 and 4 and reset. And I think that's a big differentiator kind of all the way around, man. You gotta find a way. Yeah, man, that was a tough one to get out, but yeah, it's tough to bounce back and really stay engaged, man. All 9 innings, every pitch. It's definitely an underrated, and an unseen part of the game that people definitely take for granted.
I'm back, so we might have somebody score here in the next 2 seconds.
Well, there you go. It'll ruin everything for Connor. But Wes Hunt does have 2 outs and runner on after he hit Rob Gordon, trying to hold Tennessee Wesleyan to a 0 or at least a non-crooked number for the first time since the first inning. And we'll see what he can do right here against David Balania, an 11-3 ball game here in the bottom half of the 5th. But Wes Hunt is working quick, and I think that's something that I think as fielders, I mean, you have to appreciate a pitcher that's on top of his stuff, gets back on the mound and gets back after it.
Mm-hmm. I think as a hitter, and Luke can attest to this too, is when you got a pitcher that's in a groove like Wes Hunt is right now, as a Wesleyan hitter, you're getting into the box. You're trying to take your time, obviously with the pitch clock these days, and being 2 outs deep into the 5th inning here. If you're David here, you're getting in the box, and there's kind of a moment where you have to tell yourself, hey, I got to slow down, because a pitcher like this that's in a group that's getting a couple quick outs like this, you get sped up mentally. It's not physical, it's a mental speed up, and then you start to speed up physically as well, and that causes a lot of chase and swing and miss, and so Luke, you could probably touch on that too. But like, hey, when you get into a game and you're facing a guy like this, like Wes Hunt, who's working quick on the mound, your decision making process becomes a lot more sped up. And so you're not as balanced as a hitter as you probably were if he was taking his time up there.
Right, and that was a big thing we talked about at Taylor about guys who would fill up the zone, right? Like you got McGuire up there. I mean, going in, right? We probably knew that he was going to attack the zone. He's got good stuff. It's like, if you're going to sit back and be passive, which, may have happened at some points in this game, that's not going to do it, right? That guy's going to get in a flow. It's about getting your swing off on a, good pitch and a good count, and really applying that pressure towards that pitcher, right? And making sure that, okay, I'm putting my foot forward here, and doing what I can to compete here. But yeah, not a team here with T-Woo to be passive against, man. You gotta, if they're gonna do it, man, they gotta go get it, and hopefully we can see some more of that here.
There's limit the damage there.
Yep, we're going to go to the top half of the 6th inning as Wes Hunt gets out of it there and does a nice job of holding everybody up and getting a 0 thrown on the board. That's going to be the most important thing for Taylor moving forward, is keeping Tennessee Wesleyan where they are and trying to climb back into this game.
I'm going to shout out my boy Julian Barenti from our 24 team. I'm going to shout out Julian. He was a bullpen pitcher for us. He's in our chat. He's in our YouTube chat here. He just popped in. That is one of the goofiest dudes I've ever met in my entire life, and he had a heavy heater. So shout out to you, bro. That guy had a heavy fastball, man, especially being lefty.
I will say, Wes Hunt has one of the nastiest changeups I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, that was gross.
Watching that one back, that is a rough one.
That's his pitch, man. If it's working, if he's putting it where he wants, I mean, it just makes his fastball look that much better, obviously. But yeah, fun fact about Wes too, I'm sure a lot of you guys know, but he was basketball as well at Taylor up until I think his junior year. But yeah, I mean, you could tell the guy's huge. He's a heck of an athlete. And this year especially, man, he's really stepped up for Taylor. I know he was one of the top pitchers in our conference and has had some good success here. For the most part in Lewiston, but great to see him have a good final year, and hoping that can wrap up well for him. Hopefully, I'm sure he'll get going in this next inning. But yeah, basketball and baseball in college, man, I couldn't imagine.
Not even.
I definitely see the basketball. Not many people I find are taller than me, so I was a little shocked when I pulled up to Upland this year.
Yeah, Luke, he's that changeup. That's one of the things as a left-handed hitter that is so hard to hit, is if a righty's got a changeup that's absolutely filthy or a splitter, you're getting in the box. You're not thinking about the slider. You're thinking about, how am I going to attack the fastball at the top of the zone, and how am I going to not chase anything in the dirt that's filthy. Yeah. And I went back and just watched that. That was a filthy pitch.
I was a big in my career at Taylor. I was a big bottom of the zone fastball. My swing kind of played into it. And so, man, those changeups down, those things looked beautiful coming in. And I'm like, this is my pitch. Here we go. And my whole career, that changeup in the dirt gave me trouble. So
I'm afraid of the lefty sliders. Not as much as the big breaking balls, because they kind of hang in there for you. But if you face another lefty or a righty with a changeup, or a lefty with a big sweeper, it's like, ooh, you get a little uncomfortable. Everything starts behind you, man. It's just like, ugh.
Yeah, I agree.
Ugh.
One out here in the top of the 6th as Sam Glad grounds out to the second baseman, and then we're going to have a ground out shortstop on a 6-3 putout. So 2 outs already in the top of the 6th, working quick. Gopher, as you said, is definitely throwing that sinker, and clearly not a huge strikeout guy, but he's definitely going to be a guy that is trying to get some bad contact.
Yeah, Cameron Gopher with that big meaty sinker that he throws, man. He's trying to attack you on the inside as a righty with that sinker, and he's trying to go away with the four seam. He's trying to really force you to stay inside your back hip and have a tight turn and go the backside with the base hits or your doubles with your power. But one of the most impressive things that he does really well is the fact that he does command his four seam well on the outside part of the plate to righties. But the biggest issue with him in the past that I know, and he'll kill me if he goes back and sees this, but he used to hit a lot of lefties because he'd try to go in with that four seam and try to get them busted up on the hands, and he'd get a little bit in trouble with that. But yeah, big sinker guy, big sinker profile at probably 91 and 93. He's a tread guy, so he's gotten there and worked with some of those guys. I know Tread does a great job with pitchers at getting them exposure and getting their pitch grips and their velocities up. But like I said, four seam to the glove side and sinker to the arm side, and He has a little bit of a slider and a changeup too, but I haven't seen too much of the off speed from him. It's been primarily fastball. So if you're Taylor in the dugout right now, Luke, I don't know what your coach would be telling you, but the profile on this guy would be like, hey, he's going to be in the zone with the sinker and the four seam, so let's be on time for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What a
It's
recovery for Bob Gordon there, by the way, to get that out. As Nate Simpson grounds out to second base, and we're headed to the bottom half of the sixth. Wes Hunt versus Colton Reynolds when they come back from break. So a really, really impressive inning there from Gopher. Cameron Gopher getting a 1-2-3, exactly what Tennessee Wesleyan needed after giving up a 2-run inning there to Taylor to keep them scoreless and to hold momentum on their side after Taylor gets a quick inning. So really incredible. Speaking of Taylor, has anybody heard from Taylor?
Told you, man. He's probably.
I think he's about to join, actually. I just texted him to see
Interesting.
where he's at. I'm also trying to hunt down this template that I did for the national championships for the past couple of years. Last year was an exception because of Shreveport, but we like to keep the national championship graphic the same, so I am currently hunting that down.
Not every day you have a team that goes 59-0, so and wins a national title. So there can be an exception.
Have anybody here got to watch the 15-minute documentary that they released today?
Was it today? I thought was it they released it today?
I did not get a chance to see it, but it is out, and as much as I didn't like them last year because of how stinking good they were, I think I'm still probably going to watch it tomorrow.
That's probably going to be on the agenda tomorrow.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean,
to
go
This
undefeated.
is
like
Shreveport,
that.
right? We're talking Shreveport. Sorry,
Yeah.
I kind of cut out. Hottest take I have about that, right? So they went undefeated last year. Cool thing ever. I don't think that was their best roster in the last call of 5 years.
That was their best team, not their best roster. That was their best team. The way
I
that
agree
those,
with that.
the way that those guys, I watched them play when we got beat out by Georgia Gwinnett. I went and watched them play that next game against Southeastern. You could tell just the energy in their dugout and the way that those guys pick each other up and the chemistry that they had. That is the best team I have ever seen in my life.
I think their best roster was their 2023 roster. That was.
Is that the year you guys went down there?
Yes, it was. We got to see what was his name? We got to see Gage Bim twice, and he sent us home.
Oh, fun.
Lovely. Yeah, he closed that game out. But I mean, what we talk about?
What a
Gage Bim
stop.
was on that team. Ryan Major was on that team.
You want to know something crazy about Bim? Is he left Shreveport to go to OU, and then he left OU and signed a free agent deal. All in a matter of, it was less than 24 hours.
Yep.
It was that was crazy. Quick update: Colton Reynolds will single to lead off the inning as he just gets out when it was a great stop by the shortstop, but a really tough play to make at first base, and so
Double play.
and then a double play. Ryan Espinoza grounds into a GIDP, and it is now 2 outs in the bottom of the sixth. So now on the opposite side of things, Wes Hunt doing exactly what he's supposed to.
Norris, I think you're a little bit behind there.
Dude, I keep refreshing this, man. I don't know, man.
It doesn't refresh. It doesn't actually catch up. I was experimenting earlier,
Let
man.
me just close my browser and start it over.
Bottom six, they're starting to put pressure on me. I better find this file or we're just going to create something new. Busy day today. Didn't have time to sit down and do this graphic, but...
Yeah, I think something to note too here. I think obviously you saw some errors coming from second, third baseman, but I think something that is the hardest thing to do, and I can't imagine as an infielder, but bouncing back and making some of these plays. I know our third baseman Fletcher had some nice plays after one of his errors, and then obviously Brennan there turning the double play. I mean, a lot of credit to those guys. Kind of flushing it right and just bouncing back and making that play.
And Wright is going to single, so there will be a runner on and 2 outs. Kind of looking at both Lane Lewis and Gage Gongwer's final lines for them, but of their night and the 11 runs that were given up in total, and we can include Wes Hunt in this conversation. All 4 of Lane Lewis's runs were earned. 2 of the 3 runs for Gong were earned, but only 1 of the 4 runs for Wes Hunt have been earned. So 7 of the 11 runs have been considered earned in this, but the 5 errors, to Luke's point, just do not help at all. But you got to bounce back in that situation, and the defense has been good in this inning.
Yeah, that's something that has hurt Taylor early in this game, but like they've been defensively strong all year, so I don't expect them to make too many more errors like they have in the first couple of innings. You can obviously see that they've got Wes Hunt's back, and you can just tell the demeanor's changing a little bit. As you know, we watch baseball and play it as long as we do. You can tell that they're starting to the nerve. Like I said earlier, Luke, those nerves start to shake off in that national championship game, and you start to just think it's another game. That's why they're so dangerous. It's why being up by 8 runs if you're Tennessee Wesleyan is not enough.
Right. And yeah, I think the thing for Taylor to obviously stay away from, and I'm sure they're doing a good job, but not pointing fingers and not letting that be what your motive is moving on, right? Having that mindset at this point, at this stage, obviously not going to do you any good. I think, these guys, just knowing their relationships, they're picking each other up and moving on from that. But yeah, not something to dwell on. And yeah, hopefully
that's the easiest thing to do too. That's the easiest thing to do is as a baseball player. I've done it. I'm guilty of it. It's point fingers when things don't go your way, and I'm gonna kick myself in the butt for that. But there's been times in my career where I've wanted to point fingers at people because I felt like it wasn't my fault. But that is the easiest thing for them to do. But if they can keep that under control and just keep playing the game like they have all year, like your boys are going to be fine, I think.
And that was a big thing too. And not to kind of go off topic, but I remember a big thing that we preached, and not to throw shade to any group of people, but I know sometimes if you don't have the greatest umpire, right, that was a big thing for us, is like, this guy's going to call his zone, this ball might be on the chalk, whatever, but if you're going to sit there and complain about, man, this is a ball, this should have been called a strike when we were pitching, right, you're trying to control the things that you can't control, right? That's just part of the game. That's who that umpire is that day. And so, yeah, taking your focus off that, and just control what you can control, man.
Courtesy of Robbie, I'm going to say this. I will throw a bit of shade at the NAIA umpire level at some point. There have been some clips that I've made over my past years. I can say this now that I'm out of college, but there have been some clips that I've saved in my life where I've been rung up on balls that are about 8 balls off the plate, and I've had to look at Coach Barry, and Coach Barry's telling me it's whatever. Like, come on, he called it, and I'm like, that's not a strike, and I'll argue it, and that's the prima donna in me at the Division I level, that the zone was about the size of a lamp, a small room lamp. I mean, you're just sitting there and you're sitting one pitch, but at the NAIA level, man, it's like they're throwing into a giant garbage can.
I was going to say this is a good time to bring up, does the river exist at the Division I level? Because I know it exists in the NAIA.
No, it does not. I'll tell you this right now. You'll run into some games where you'll get some stubborn umpires where the river is wide open. But for the most part, like when we beat ULL, who's playing in a regional right now. We beat them this year, and their zone was the size of a solo cup. So you could go up there as a hitter and be like, okay, well, he's got to throw it right here. So no, the river does not exist Division I unless you're playing against Nichols on a Saturday in a game that really doesn't matter. So that's all I'll say. Or if you're at UTRGV and somebody hits a home run and their annoying train horn goes off at 7,000 decibels in your ear, and you're just sitting there trying not to have an aneurysm while you're standing in the outfield. I'll tell you.
You had the worst spot in the whole ballpark, man. You're getting chirped at in right field. You're getting, you've got the train horn back there, and then you come back in the dugout. You got Jerry back behind the dugout chirping at the whole dugout the whole game.
Boys, I'll tell you this: I don't have the best hairline known to man. I've got the worst genetics hairline wise, and every time I took my hat or my helmet off, those UTRGV fans let me know that I needed to get on some hymns. They wanted to let me know, like, hey man, your hairline, like you look like Michael Jordan. That's what they would tell me. Like, it was hilarious. I got some. That is one thing I will say about the Division I level, though. You get chirped a lot more than you do in NAIA. I did not get chirped that much in NAIA, but I got to the D1 level, and I had to have people calm me down and be like, man, they're really passionate about this. I'm like, okay, especially UTRGV. Those guys were ruthless, Robbie. You got to get on those guys, man.
You know what? I've known Jerry, the guy who sits right behind the dugout, the whistler. I've known Jerry my whole life, and he is something else. He's a fraternity brother of my father. He's a monster, man. He's definitely something else. Caden Woo's gonna reach on a air. And so it's the
man, I'm
first
still
game
behind.
for Cincy Wesley.
Yeah, there's that Brian Espinoza trying to make a flashy play right there. He should have just set his feet and made a throw. But I'm telling you, man, you're never out of this game if you're Taylor. I'm telling you, I'm sitting here with butterflies in my stomach right now. I'm sweating over here.
Down to their last 9 offensive outs. We can count them here far away, but they're definitely not counting them there in Harris Field right now. It is definitely something that you have to do. And again, a good point is you get to see that. We see that play happening right now. Yeah, probably he does set his feet there. He does make that play, but it's the first error of the game. And so now Cameron Gopher is going to have to work around that. Should feel like he should have an out. He had a really quick top half of the 6th, and now trying to work back here in the 7th, facing the top half of the lineup as Ben Kennedy, who's 1 for 2 on the night, comes to play.
One of the things that you have to guard against. Sorry to cut you off. I wasn't trying to cut you off, but I was going to say this. One of the things, if you're Wesleyan, that you have to guard against is you get this big lead in this big game and you think that you've won the national title already. You can't be thinking that way because, like I said, with how dangerous this team is in Taylor, if you get back and you start making errors and you start trying to think that you're going to pretty boy everything, Taylor's going to make you pay for it.
Yeah, and right there, I don't know if you guys are looking at the stats here, but Ben with the single to right, and yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, this is, we got the top half of the order here. If something's gonna happen, right, this is the time to go, time to string something together. But yeah, it's like you were saying, I think Cruz with the game versus William Carey with Tiwu, I'm sure that they learn from it there of not getting too happy too early. I think experiences like that throughout all our careers is stuff that kind of cements it in us of like, okay, I've seen some bad things happen. I know if anybody remembers the IU Southeast versus Indiana Tech game, we hosted a regional a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And I think it was 11 unanswered runs with 2 outs in the 9th. And so, I mean, you just never know. But yeah.
I mean, I experienced it firsthand in 24 too. In 24, we got off to, like I said, in that national championship, we got off to a lead, and Hope International was like, like, you ain't gonna put us down like that. We had to fight and claw and scratch to get past GGC. Like, you're Tennessee Wesleyan. Like, we're not. Like, no name is too big for us, and so that's what you'll see. But like, yeah, you make a good point. You're never out of the fight at this level, ever.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So 2 on here, nobody out. So a really good opportunity for Taylor. Cameron Gopher trying to get some outs facing Luke Duder, who's 1 for 3 in the game, and he will line out to center field. So there is 1 out in the inning now, and 1 in scoring position, 2 on here. But again, Braden Manning coming up, 1 for 3 in this ball game for Braden Manning. And he does have an RBI as well in this game. So it's that big part of the order that we were talking about just a little while ago.
Well, yeah, we'll see how Braden and Jordan kind of match up here against Cameron. I think obviously has that power sinker and 2 righties. We'll see kind of where that ball lands. I know Braden's a guy who loves to just get those hands in and rip. Same with Jordan. But yeah, I think it's a good matchup for. I think for both sides, right? If Cameron's working that sinker in, I think a lot of success. If he's leaving it up, you never know. But we'll see how it goes here with the meat of the order.
You got me on the edge of my seat here. Well, I don't know if you can see that, but there's the sinker in you were talking about. I think if he can command his sinker in and try to tie him up, unless he throws those big meaty hands out there and gets that barrel out in front, I think he'll have more success going inside. But like I said, with a hitter like this, if you leave a fastball in the middle of the plate, you're thinking about danger here, especially 3-run home runs. Not what you want to have.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said before, Gopher's his changeup hasn't been the greatest this year. That's one of those pitches that he told me before this game today that he said if he did get in the game, he didn't know if he was going to have it. He hasn't had it all year. He said he's going to try to rely on his heater and his heaters and his slider to try to carry him through this. So I mean, if you're obviously, I haven't seen him throw one changeup so far. I don't think he has thrown one. So if you're Taylor, you're like licking your chops right now, just knowing that you're going to get a fast one.
Bases loaded after Braden Manning is hit by pitch on a 2-2 count. Had him 0-2, ran the count 2-2, and goes hit by pitch there. So
this is the chance for Taylor right here. After this, that I don't know how much life's going to be left.
yeah,
this is crucial.
It's huge. You got bases loaded, 1 out. Jordan Malot's at the plate. This is a big opportunity here for Taylor to climb back in it, and it's a big opportunity for Tennessee Wesleyan to just suck all the air out of the room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead, Newt, because I feel like there's about to be some fireworks.
Yeah, obviously Jordan, big RBI guy this year, new on the team. But yeah, perfect opportunity for him. It's the nerves are starting to go a little bit. The heart's starting to pump a little more.
I'm nervous.
Some unfortunate result there. If you guys saw the stats on the right.
Jordan Malott will pop up to the second baseman, and now there are 2 outs. But Brendan Frickle does have a home run today. Here for Cameron Gopher to get out of this inning, though, a huge opportunity here for him to make this go. I mean, this is not essentially the game, but it's one of those momentum turning moments, especially with the way that Wes Hunt is pitching right now for Taylor and being able to hold that Tennessee Wesleyan offense, especially over the last 2 innings. So this is going to be a huge moment here in the top half of the 7th with Frickle up to the plate. Bases loaded, 2 outs. You had bases loaded, 1 out, an opportunity to score some runs, but Malott pops up.
We got a ground out to the third baseman. Or no, sorry, I apologize. They're going to call a foul ball on that. I apologize.
All right, yeah. You're ahead of the stats at this point.
I am ahead of the stats. Yes, I am.
Stats.
Boys, I'm not on that Delta Airport Wi-Fi right now. All right.
Yeah, and I'm connected to the city Wi-Fi. All right, man. I live in the body bowl, okay? Like,
I think they hit him they're saying hit him in the box. I think.
I believe so. I don't know. They're talking about it right now. The little look of confusion, but I don't know if it did or not. I couldn't see. I kind of clicked back to it to look, but
yeah,
it may have.
I see what you're talking about. I don't know. Did somebody call foul ball there is the only question.
I didn't see anybody's hands go up, but they may have.
Umpire. Yeah, that's the thing is it looks like the home plate umpire is going to meet with the entirety of the crew here to talk about it. I don't personally know if this is a reviewable play.
It's not. It's not a reviewable play.
And it is not. They are going to call him out. They're going to call him out. He is going to be out at the plate. Does not look like any other umpire had their hands up on a foul ball there. They have on the stats, they have just sent it to the bottom of the 7th. We'll see what the call is here from the umpires as we're watching. You can see Billy Berry already halfway out of the dugout.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And I believe last time I checked, I think these 2 coaches like each other, and I don't know how this is about to go. Listen, Coach Berry,
we got Coach Gould is fired up, man. I mean, rightfully so.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, that's such a big point in the game, and obviously for myself and all the Taylor fans out there, you hate to see that, but I know Coach here defending his guys.
Coach Berry turned around. Hey, this just in. Coach Berry turned around and went back in the dugout, so we're good. You guys are all good. That is an unfortunate circumstance, though, for Taylor. I wasn't really looking. I didn't see the play too much, but that may have been a missed call from the umpire. I'm not sure that. Like I said, NAIA.
Connor, that'd be. I know you're loving the clipping, Connor. That'd be something great to get. Kyle is incensed.
What are we getting?
The foul ball, whether it hit his foot or not. I will say this: Kyle has every right to be incensed right here. But the way that Frickle reacted makes you think, yeah, that hit his foot. So that's a tough judgment call.
I think the way the ball came off the bat too, you saw a big hop there. I think just off the naked eye, you'd think that that's not hitting his foot, right? You'd think a ball off his foot might die down a little bit, whatnot. But yeah, really, really tough to see there. Could have been a big opportunity and a call they didn't like, but yeah, man, still got baseball to play.
Love to get a replay from the crew here.
Yeah, I'm going to word what I'm going to say here very carefully. But if you've watched a lot of this World Series, or if you've played there are a lot of high choppers.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
There are a lot of high choppers. I'm going to.
There you go, Escoto.
At that, there are a lot of high choppers. That's all I'm gonna say, and it's been that way forever. But I
think it's that lip in the cut in the front. I've seen. It was actually funny. Brennan, his freshman year, I remember I was on third base at the time, and he hit a ball right into that lip that went over the third baseman's head. I mean, unbelievable how some of these balls are moving around.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it back a little bit to 24. I know I need to close the stinking yearbook on that, guys. You can show me up anytime. But that was one of the best years of my life. So you'll have to pardon me on that. But in 24, and to start the bottom of the ninth inning, to start the bottom of the ninth inning for us to go to the national championship, our first baseman Evan McGill hit a pull side ground ball that hopped over Priester's head at second for Reinhardt. It literally hit a lip. I kid you not. It was the only spot on the dirt out there that day that the ball skipped like 10 feet over their second baseman's head into right field for a double, and that was why we scored. So that field is if they don't go out there and water it between innings, it gets super dry super quick. There's a base hit from Alan Gil Fernandez. Man, that dude can hit, man.
Yeah, he can. He's a great hitter. And so 2 on, nobody out in the bottom of the 7th. Momentum has totally shifted. Very big judgment call that impact this game made in a decision there from the umpiring crew on that fair ball, foul ball type situation. That was really hard to tell. And it's hard to tell. You see it all the time in the major leagues. And you see major league managers get tossed over that as well. So really hard to tell there. So yeah, 2 on, nobody out in this inning. It's kind of interesting how everybody's ballpark is different and how everybody takes care of their field differently. I will say this, one of the more unique, and I'm sure we've all got a story about a unique place that you've played. Auburn Montgomery used to water every single part of the dirt except for that section right in front of home plate. And they would keep that bone dry and would not water it. That way the ball would skip all over the place if it was thrown short. So it's just kind of interesting how all of that works and how everybody does some sort of different field care.
I'm going to shout out to NAIA really quick because their jersey patches have changed. Because we used to just get the little NAIA logo patch on the sleeve here, but it looks like they've upgraded to the whole World Series patch here on the heart there. I'm kind of digging that a little bit.
I'm jealous, man. I wish I had a Taylor jersey with the World Series patch on it.
They made us give ours back.
That's what I was actually wondering what Taylor's going to do here. If it's, with the season they've had and having these, the patch on the championship jerseys,
I'd keep them.
If I was on the team still, man, I hope I get to keep that thing in and throw it in a shadow box or something.
No. Throw that thing, just pin it up with some clothespins right on your wall. I do it like that, man. I just throw a couple thumbtacks on the corners of the jersey, just let it hang there. That's what you do. That's what you do there. That's
very
maybe wear it out to the alumni day.
Yeah. Pull down the Letterman jacket off the wall.
Yeah, pretty much.
Matt Mahoney says that he's got a photo of their steamroller. Matt, I'd actually like to see that if you want to send that to me. Would be very interested in that actually.
There's a strikeout from Wes Hunt there.
Yeah, Rob Gordon strikes out looking. That's a huge strikeout there for the first out in the bottom of the 7th. 11-3, Tennessee Wesleyan leads Taylor. Again, I'm going to reintroduce everyone who is here. I still don't know where Taylor Thomas is, but it's the only member of the crew that we are missing. But we are super glad that y'all are here with us. I'm Robbie Gutierrez, the president of NAIA Ball. Joining me from my team as well is Connor Darnell and Tyler Norris. And joining us today to talk about their respective programs. And we've heard about the programs and the cities and the coaches and what these programs mean to each other. There's Taylor. He just texted everybody. But what that means, to them, and so we are absolutely thrilled to have representing Taylor University, Luke Picchiotti, with us here, as well as representing Tennessee Wesleyan, Cruz Newman, joining us on this. I think this has been fantastic. I think for those people watching at home, it's been a lot of insight. We're not just talking about hardcore stats and analytic numbers. It's been a lot of great baseball insight. So this has probably been one of the best ones. The only thing we're missing is Robert Garza, telling some old stories of like 2009 NAI stories that can go way back to when, even before the BB Core bats were in with the BSR. So that's the only thing we're missing is we're missing Coach G today, who was not able to join the live stream as he has the last 2 years. But this has been fantastic.
If you guys are watching from last year, we were live from Colorado Springs. I was running the ship from Colorado Springs back then. But if I remember right, Garza was wearing the cowboy hat, trying to get himself an NIL deal on some cowboy hat stuff. I might just be imagining some stuff, but I do believe that was something that was going on.
He was
I
wearing.
think someone in the comments asked if that was going to make a return this year.
Yeah, he was wearing some sort of local Fort Worth cowboy hat company, and was trying to work some kind of NIL deal out by talking about the cowboy hat. And what we've got 2 more years of Garza in the NAI before Texas Wesleyan exit, so we gotta enjoy it. We gotta enjoy it while we can. Runners on the corners in 2 outs at the bottom of the 7th, 11-3. Tennessee Wesleyan leads. Taylor Thomas will join us here shortly, and the entire group will be complete. And Wes Hunt is trying to work out of a jam here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Any thoughts on just Tyler? You joined us a little bit later, but just kind of since you joined us, thoughts on just kind of how the game has gone so far from your perspective.
Well, I can tell you this is definitely not the cleanest game I've seen from Taylor all year. Definitely a lot of mental errors, it seems to be, a lot of mistakes in the field. Definitely not what you're used to seeing from this Taylor team. But on the other hand, Tennessee Wesleyan, a team I haven't had the chance to watch that much this year, but I've been very impressed from what I've seen, not only tonight, but over the span of the entire World Series. I mean, this team can hit, man. And that was always kind of the mantra around them, the aura, if you will, was this is a good hitting team. And I mean, that's showing up tonight to be able to put 11 runs on a Taylor staff that has been pretty solid all year long. And, Taylor and I, we've talked about it all year. The Crossroads League was very competitive this year, which it hasn't been in a few years. Not competitive like it was this year. So to see this Taylor staff kind of, giving up these runs despite the errors in the field, I mean, it's kind of a testament to what this Tennessee Wesleyan team has right now, 1 through 9. But I mean, definitely not a clean game at all from the Taylor side. But definitely a couple things. The foul ball comes to mind. Definitely something that could have been a big swing for them as that ball goes into left field, and it's now going to be 12-3.
And I'll be back.
Welcome back. Yeah. Hey, you guys probably saw that a full minute ago, and that's what I'm talking. But yeah, man. I mean, there's really not much you can say. It just definitely seems like a lot of mental errors, which as a pitcher is incredibly frustrating because there's nothing you can do about it. But yeah, definitely not the time for Taylor to have a very messy game. Definitely the worst time for this to happen to them.
It is definitely not preferred for them. Nathan Frady will come into the game for Taylor. Frady on the season has a 3.38 ERA, a 6-1 record. He is making his 22nd appearance, all of them out of the pen. He does have 2 saves on the year, 58 2/3 innings pitched. he has actually got the I want to say the third most innings on this team that was entering today. He is also not a big walk guy. 15 walks to 52 strikeouts and 58 and third or 58 and 2/3 innings of play in a 1-2-1 whip so far this year. So pitching
That's
change.
impressive.
Yeah, yeah, it is impressive.
That is
Yeah,
extremely impressive.
Nathan, he's a junior now, and yeah, you'll see it here, but really competitive guy, pounds the zone. I think it's funny to hear that he's the third most innings pitched. I know this year for the game to clinch our conference, he came out of the pen and threw 7 innings, no earned, in a 12 inning extra inning game. So it just shows his competitiveness, his willingness to just grind through it. And it's been cool to see him have a lot of success this year. I know, just from where he was at as a freshman to now, he's really brought it together. So hopefully he can get us out of the inning here and get those bats rolling.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see here. He's got to limit the damage to just the one, cannot let it snowball bigger than it already is in a 9-run ball game in the bottom of the 7th, where Taylor's just got 6 offensive outs to work with left in the season. So definitely have to continue on in this opportunity. Trying to get the game back. I just lost.
Oh,
Let's see.
looking at it. Oh, there it goes.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe.
we had a nice shot of the beautiful Lewiston skyline there for a second.
Yeah. Yeah. Colton Reynolds is going to single to the left side and an RBI makes it 13-3 in the bottom of the 7th. Again, there is no run rule in the national championship game. We will play this one to the full effect and play this one out. So that is something that's going to happen.
Man, these boys are hitting.
Yeah, they are. They look.
This is by far the best hitting Wesleyan team I've seen since I got to school. I mean, they are just it's not big blows. It's not the homers and it's not the big doubles. It's the ability to just chop teams in half with base hits, and it's fun to watch. It's just impressive. I mean, I haven't seen anything like this in a long time from these guys. So they must have got a pretty good pregame pep talk from Billy Berry.
Runners are
Colt
going to.
Reynolds moves to 4 for 4 on the day with that one, I think.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
telling you.
going off, man. He's going off. He's had a great tournament.
That's an Arkansas transfer, man. That's a SEC
Yep.
transfer as well. So when we talk about divisions and we talk about levels in competition, that's a guy that started off in the SEC. That's a guy that can fill up a jersey and some pants and get out there and hit.
He's hitting in the 5-hole.
He's jacked, man. He's huge.
Yeah.
You should see that dude bench press.
He's hitting in the 5-hole. Brian Espinoza singles to left center. 2 runs will score, and it is 15-3 now.
Uh-oh.
As it is, the wheels are starting to come off.
That's not good, man. That's obviously a lot to.
I'm trying not to smile, man. I'm sorry.
A lot to do in 6 outs, man. It's I hate to see it at this point, but at this point, I want to see some good at bats put together, man. You never know, like I said. But yeah, I mean, props to Tiwu here. I think I'm trying to see who it was. I think it was David by a knee. I think that tough at bat, 8-9 pitch at bat. Those are the things that that get you those runs and can kind of get a groove rolling with your team. And yeah, great. Wasn't that bad by him to kind of move things along.
This Taylor staff is no cupcake either. This pitching staff at Taylor is no cupcake. So, I mean, there's a reason they're number 1 in the country coming into the tournament. I mean, I'm in shock a little bit about how this game's going. I did not expect it to be like this, but man, like that pitching staff is no cupcake. So I'll give props to the boys for hitting like they are. And this is
absolutely
crazy.
Yeah, I thought that this game would be high scoring. I thought maybe 9-8, 10-9 type of deal. 15-3 is not the way that I would expect us to get to the 18-run mark, but definitely I mean, 15 runs on 17 hits for Tennessee Wesleyan. You know, just some really great hitting.
Yeah, we got a little mound visit here. It looks like Frady will come out. Haven't seen an update on who's coming in yet, but yeah, 2 outs here. Hopefully wrap it up. I'm gonna guess Nick Crabtree. That's my guess, but we will see what happens.
I'm getting texts from all my Wesleyan boys right now. I'm having to tell them to calm down. I'm getting all the boys. I told them, I said, boys, don't say anything too soon, because it's this. We're in the 7th inning here, man. Like, let's relax. There's a lot of baseball to play.
Yeah, we got Brody Fine on the mound now. Brody,
Yep.
I was gonna say Brody, great to start the year. Obviously had a little bit of trouble just in the conference tourney opening round. But hoping to see some life here out of Brody. Hoping he can, I think this is his last year, so finish his career at Taylor on a high note. And yeah, man, you'll see the breaking ball come out, man. I hated facing this dude. Almost like a true 12-6. Fastball's got a lot of ride on it. Hopefully just a quick one. A quick AB here will be good for my heart, good for my soul. So let's hopefully get that one rolling.
So,
Are you guys getting the same ads that I'm getting right now?
No,
Yeah, Dairy Queen. I just got a Dairy Queen ad.
Every
I just got a Wiener Schnitzel ad, and they said fish is back, and it was a fish fillet and a hot dog bun.
everybody's gonna get different ads.
With a half slice of cheese hanging out of it.
You know, I'm gonna have nightmares because last night me and Taylor were covering, the 4 p.m. game for us, or 4 a.m. game for us, and I'm laying in bed, and I've got the game on my phone, right? Well, I pass out for 2 innings, and I wake up to a Peloton commercial. Pass out for another inning, and I get the same Peloton commercial, and I'm gonna hear that in my nightmares for the next five weeks or so. So,
There's a question in the YouTube. There's a question here for me.
Yeah, if you want to answer that, go ahead.
Yeah, so Matt, I would say the secret for Tennessee Wesleyan playing so good at the end of the season is they pride themselves on having a really long, elongated fall, where they play a lot of scrimmages, a lot of games, and they prepare their bodies that way. And it's just a discipline aspect. Midweek games and weekend series throughout the season, we don't really harp as much on. Obviously, we want to win, so no, we don't go into games losing. But we don't harp too much on the beginning of the year. We understand that there's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be ebbs and flows and things that you have to work through at the beginning of the season. But that's just how baseball is. That's how it works. But Coach Barry's secret to getting his teams to play so good at the end of the season is he tells you, like, hey, we have 2 national championship banners that are in left field. And he always takes us out there and there, during practices, during games, in a regular season, you look at those banners from our dugout, you can see those dog piles, and that motivates them each and every single week and day to just go out there and just keep competing. And as the team begins to click and the chemistry begins to not only just get stronger, but it just continues to stack, and the guys really buy into what Coach Barry teaches and how he goes about his business, you can definitely tell that there's a certain kind of fire going into that Kingsport tournament, which it seems like we're always in the Kingsport regional. That's where our conference tournaments played as well, so they're very familiar with all that. So it's a comfortability aspect. It's how comfortable do they get at the end of the season with each other, with the coaching, with the pitching that they see. It's grinding out at bats. It's learning each pitch, learning each out, how to deal with failures and successes. So I would say that the secret to playing so good in the postseason is not only chemistry, but an overall game plan that they lay out, and the hunger and the want to be the third team to win a championship there.
Cruz, I saw another comment or question for
yeah,
you.
Please.
How was your golf scramble today?
Oh gosh, I played golf with my dad and some of his friends today in a golf scramble at the ripe time of 9 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time. And we shot 9 under and got like 8th place. So I'm not the best golfer, guys. I have a big old slice because that golf swing is it's that baseball swing. So Bryson, to answer your question, not good. I think we only took 2 of my shots all day. So there you go. There's a reason that I'm about to get paid to play baseball and not golf. That's all I'll say.
Brody Fine enters and walks Ethan Wright on a full count. And now it looks like Jacob Tolson will pinch hit here for Thomas Teal as runs are never enough. Brody Fine, 5.03 ERA, 8-0 record, making his 17th appearance of the year. It's the first time that he has entered a game and is not starting. 59 innings pitched, 83 strikeouts in those 59 innings for a 12.66 K per nine and a 136 whip.
You got a pinch hitter as well. You got Jacob Tolson, who is a third-year, fourth-year guy at Wesleyan. He was our backup catcher in 24 and also our backup catcher in 25. This is a guy that's proven himself in the past couple of days. He had a big hit last night against Cary in this bottom of the seventh inning, or top of the seventh. I don't remember which one. I was asleep. But this is another guy that's been at the program for a long time, and he's getting his shot here in a 2-2 count. So good for him being able to get in the game, and he goes down swinging. Yep. Yeah. All good, Tully.
So we are going to head to the top of the eighth. Taylor with 6 outs to work with offensively, as we are also working on getting Taylor Thomas in here. He's missed almost the entire national championship game. He's not having a good time. Not having a good time.
Man, poor Taylor, man.
He's having a rough night, man.
Yeah,
Thunder go down. Can't watch any baseball.
Yeah, Thunder lost. Can't watch baseball.
It's like jail for him.
Hasn't gotten to watch any of Squeeze play. Just in hell. Just in hell. Top of the eighth is coming up, and so just 6 offensive outs remaining. Cameron Gopher back out there is what it looks like, as well as we head to that top part of the eighth, and it is a 12-run lead. Another crooked number, another 4 spot for Tennessee Wesleyan after Wes Hunt came in and was able to put up back-to-back zeros. A lot of crooked numbers on the scoreboard for Tennessee Wesleyan. 4 in the second, 3 in the third, 4 in the fourth, and 4 in the seventh. We go to the eighth, guys. I'm going to give you an opportunity to each kind of chime in and talk a little bit. We'll start, really, I guess we will start with Luke and just kind of give you an opportunity to talk about. We talked about a little bit about Coach Gould. I just want to kind of pick your brain on some of your favorite memories and what you got to do in your time at Taylor, maybe that don't involve baseball, but in your time at the university.
Gosh, I mean, it seems like there wasn't a good place to start, but this is somewhat baseball related, somewhat not. But we, to start our year, every year we'll go to Arizona, and we kind of play round robin out there as the season gets going. So, late January, but we have this thing called the January term. So there's no classes, like no mandatory classes in January. People can take classes if they need to, whatnot. The baseball team doesn't. We'll just go to Arizona for like 2.5 weeks. And so in this time, we got houses of like 10, 12 guys kind of up in Airbnbs while we're practicing down there. It's kind of like our little spring training. And I think that's where I got the closest to a lot of these guys, right? You're around them. For the most part, you get to know more about them. Coach kind of sets it up in a way to maybe you're with people who you don't talk to a lot. It's not going to be your roommate. Not going to be, another one of your senior buddies or whatever class you're in. And just in those times, man, we had a blast. We'd go on hikes as a team. We would, we'd go like mini golf and whatever it is. A couple Suns games in there, which were fun. But just such a cool time to get to know people better kind of off the field. And I think that really brings a different element kind of going into the season. Once you get to spend a lot of time with the guys off the field and get to know them, you really go into the season like, okay, man, I got your back. Like, we've spent some time together. Like, we've invested in each other, and so I think that has always been a big piece for Taylor. And I mean, it was just so fun, man, especially being in Chicago. I'm from Chicago, but being in the Midwest in January and then you fly out to Arizona, it's a pretty good feeling. So I just saw a double play there. That one hurts. But yeah, I mean, I could go on and on. We'd be here all night if I was able to tell some other stories about the guys, but lifelong friends for sure. Made at Taylor and through a lot of those memories that were off the field, as well as on.
How big is, before we go to Cruz with the same question, I know one of the biggest things about Taylor that you always hear about is Silent Night. So why don't you share a little bit about that? Because, you just see clips about it. You just see clips of it. I think this upcoming year I'm going to make the trip up there for it. Talk to Coach Gould about that. But why don't you give the people a little insight on how electric Silent Night is?
Yeah, for those that don't know about Silent Night, it's a basketball game that we have every year that everyone, it's like our big night. So it's one of the last weeks before finals. And it's a game where you've probably seen it on Instagram or YouTube or whatever, but everybody in the stadium is silent until a 10th point is scored, and then everyone storms the court. People are dressed up in whatever costumes. I think I was Chewbacca my last year playing at Taylor, but people are camping out for the games. I remember my first year, I camped out for 2-3 days in a hallway before the game started. Kind of psychotic looking back. Lost a lot of sleep, but just core memories for sure. Like rushing the court, everything just goes black. I mean, you're running out there trying not to run into people. The refs are like having to jump over the stands to get out of the way. But you got to be there in person. I don't know if of the videos have seen it do it justice, but some that I miss dearly for sure. Being out there.
Cruz, we'll move over to you. Same question.
Yeah, we're getting ready to go to the bottom of the 8th inning here. Good play by Rob there. So at Tennessee Wesleyan, man, I would say the best memory that I have off the field. I'll give you a quick off the field one, but my best memory is on the field, obviously. Off the field, we used to have we had a spelling bee. So we have this thing called the Lewiston Challenge that we do every year, where it's kind of like an Omaha challenge. So we go upstairs in our little meeting room and we talk about the teams, we draft teams, and the seniors get to pick, their guys that they take. And we do ropes courses and obstacle courses on the field with weight training and conditioning. And we have a swimming competition. So I'll talk about that. That's my favorite memory. So Jacob Tolson, the kid that just got the pinch hit at bat, that's catching for him now. So he was a gold medalist swimmer when he was younger. So when we do the Lewiston Challenge, we have a relay race in the pool. And I don't know if you've ever relay raced at 7 o'clock in the morning, but if you eat breakfast, you're going to throw it up. Yep. Everybody else is walking in there sluggish with their flip-flops on and no shirt to the YMCA over there, just past the hill in Athens. And this guy shows up in a suit, a tuxedo, matter of fact, with sunglasses on because he knew he was going to win. His team was going to win. He would take it off, and he was wearing nothing but a Speedo, and he brought a skull cap, a swim cap, and some goggles. And the greatest memory ever was whenever he came out of the swimmer's locker room, and he had nothing but a Speedo on with some swimmer goggles and a cap. And we all quickly learned who the jokester of the team was. Hopefully he'll watch this back. Somebody please tag him if you're watching this. Somebody tag Jacob Tolson. But yeah, it's just little moments like that where we make each other laugh, and Coach Barry likes to let loose. Obviously, he has a very strict policy there, staying out of trouble, being a good human being, not wearing hats to class, things of that nature, just being a good dude. But he could cut up and be fun and have a good time with us sometimes. We did gag gifts before the break where we all did a Christmas thing, and he would give all the seniors a gag gift. He gave me a wig because I have a bad hairline. I'm balding. At 23, yes, there's secrets out. So he gave me a wig, and we gave him a jar of things he doesn't care about. That's not exactly what it says. You can kind of get it. Yeah. So yeah, we gave him that. So that's great. But I would say that my biggest memory, really quick, before we go back to watching this game, in 24. This is the last time I'll talk about 2014 because we didn't win the national championship that year. Okay, but I got up to bat against Reinhardt against a Justin Herbert, who, by the way, everybody's familiar with Justin Herbert from. That's his name, correct? Am I saying his name right? Am I Herbie? That's right. Herbert, Justin Herbert, right? That's how you say his name. I'm not trying to do discredit to him.
I thought it was Andrew.
Andrew, not Justin Herbert. No, not Justin Herbert. Andrew Herbert. Sorry, Andrew. That's my fault, man. I got fifth year senior brain. But he was up at about 130 pitches against us in the 11th inning, and we had our first baseman Evan McGill on second base. And I remember I was about to step into the box, and I looked up at Coach Barry. I'd never seen Coach Barry smile from my two year career there at Wesleyan, And when I looked at him, the stadium got so quiet. I looked at him and I was super nervous. I remember I was shaking, and Coach Barry smiled at me real big with his teeth. I'd never seen him smile at me, and he goes, "All you gotta do is hit a base hit, and we're going to the title game." And he was so calm. And the best thing ever was the weight that came off my shoulders, and that memory right there of hitting that backside base hit to walk us off. I took my jersey off. I'm guilty of that. I ripped my jersey off my body and threw my helmet in the stands and had a good time with that. So I got rowdy, but yeah, I'm just super proud of their program and what they've become over the years and how they've just been able to just be consistent. And I'm really proud of the guys this year so far. Watching what I'm watching, no matter how this baseball game does turn out, he keeps a pretty tight knit program over there, and I'm really proud of them. So yeah, those memories will stick with me for the rest of my life. Some are better than the JUCO memories and Division I memories I've made. I'm sure that Luke could say the same. NAIA baseball brings out the best and the worst in you, and you learn how to battle through adversity and learn how to ride your highs the best that you can, and you learn not to ride them too high. So shout out to the boys at Wesleyan and for making me laugh and making those the best 2 years of my life playing baseball.
Really quick update in this game. Cody McGill pinch hits for Hagen Escoto. Hunter Doran, the freshman, enters the game for Taylor. Cody McGill walks, and then Alan Gil Fernandez singles to right field. And now Jonathan Bosk is going to hit for Rob Gordon. So 2 on and nobody out for Tennessee Wesleyan here in the bottom of the 8th. Taylor down to their final 3 offensive outs when we go into the 9th. So definitely a lot to watch here as Tennessee Wesleyan could be adding more, but Hunter Doran is into the game for Taylor on the year. Doran has a 4.56 ERA. He is making his 17th appearance of the season, his 16th out of the pen. He's got 1 save, 25 2/3 innings pitched, 33 strikeouts, 11.57 K per 9, and a 1.52 whip. And yeah, 2-2 count so far, and actually Bosk is going to single through the left side, and the bases are loaded with nobody out in the bottom of the 8th.
Good for him, Jonathan Bosky, man. That's a kid that was a freshman last year. That is a kid that has not had any opportunities to play. A little bit undersized guy, but he's just got some grit to him. So good for him getting a pinch hit single right there. That's really good for him, man.
I didn't know Tennessee Wesleyan had undersized guys.
Yeah, we have a few. He is a very notable undersized guy with some grit and some fire. That dude can play some baseball. His dad's an agent, I believe, for Fernando Tatis Jr. Nice. So that kid's got baseball deep in his veins. Good for him. His first postseason hit in his career. That's a special moment between him and first base coach there.
Luke, I've got one for you. Question for you. And I know you didn't get to play with him, but what's the deal? Jordan Malot's dad's like a PBA Hall of Famer.
Yes, it's funny you bring that up, Robbie. I'm going back to high school here. My junior year, I had some, random phases kind of through life. That's kind of just the person I am. A few months on something, hop to a different hobby. And I got into bowling randomly for a few months there in high school. And so I remember I'd watch some stuff on YouTube. And yeah, so Jordan's dad, Wes, is like one of the goats of bowling, which is crazy. I was watching him back in the day. I'd see him on YouTube. And I remember I saw Jordan come in. So Jordan used to play at Huntington and then went to Indiana Tech and then Taylor. But I remember hearing Malott, and I was like, wait, is this like Wes's son? And it was. And I remember I went to a few games this year, and I would see Jordan's dad, and I'd be like fanboying a little bit. I'm like, wait, this is like the goat of bowling right here. And he's just, his dad's it was unreal. But yeah, I know Jordan's a bowler too. I believe he bowled at Huntington as well. I believe they had a good bowling program. But yeah, I'm sure him being around his dad, he kind of had no choice but to be a great bowler as well. So, but yeah, I got to talk to Jordan a little bit just when I was back on campus. Obviously never got to play with him, but seems like a really good guy. Kind of bought into the team here at Taylor, and yeah, a lot of success. I'm glad that he was able to come in and help us out this year, for sure.
So a run will score on a sac fly from Josh Shelley. So there's 1 out, runners on the corners here in the bottom of the 8th, and we go to another pitching change. Alec Hirschberger entered the game. Hirschberger is making his 11th appearance of the year. He's got a 10.35 ERA, but a 2-0 record. 20 innings pitched, 15 strikeouts, 13 walks, and a 1.90 WHIP here for Taylor. As the score is 16-3. Doran departs, and Hirschberger will enter the game.
Yeah, I was waiting for. I was gonna throw a comment out there to. Oh, Cruz, you're back. Okay, perfect. When you see this guy pitch, you are gonna be glad you never had to face him. That you were never on this roster. It
Oh,
is the
gosh.
funkiest left-handed motion that you'll ever see. And
Oh.
we would have indoor at bats, you know, off season, like, you know, early in the spring or late in the fall, whatever. And you'd be inside, and you know how that indoor lighting can be kind of funky. This guy looked like he was throwing golf balls. Like I mean, it's running down, it's rising up. I mean, I was just hoping I wouldn't swing at a sinker that hit me in the face. You know, it was just one of those kind of at bats. But
Yeah.
he's got a funky little motion.
Oh,
Can be
wow.
pretty effective
Yeah,
too. Oh,
I'm
yep.
seeing that here. Whoa.
It is the worst to face.
I'm gonna talk about the kid from Hope International. Robbie, help me out with his name. They called him Pickle. That was his nickname. He wore goggles. He was about 5'0", and he threw from his feet. You know exactly.
It's on the tip of my tongue. I know who you're talking about because we watched him pitch a ton.
I grounded out. I grounded out to the pitcher. I grounded out back to him to end the national championship. His nickname is Pickle. He's about 5'9", about 190 pounds, and the dude just throws from his feet. Like he's a righty that throws from. It's literally, it's disgusting.
From what school?
From Hope International in 24.
Steven, or I can't
Yeah,
say his last.
I can't say his last name either. And there's a double by David. Wow, this team is hitting, bro.
Ooh.
Wow.
17-3 now. 1 out in the bottom of the 8th, and then Colton Reynolds, Connor. Colton Reynolds is going to follow that up with a home run and make it 20.
Oh, stop! I did not see that. Stop! You just ruined that for me. What is your
I'll be back.
problem?
Makes it 20.
Oh my gosh! You're
after
Robbie. Robbie, we got beef now, man.
that.
I was waiting to see. I'm behind you now. You're on the city Wi-Fi, and you're ahead of me.
I'm ahead of you. Colton Reynolds is going to go 5 for 5 in this game.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, dude, that is a backside homer off the hitting facility. That's a big man swing.
5 RBIs, 5 for 5 with 5 RBIs for Colton Reynolds. Just they are hitting everything that is thrown at them today. And Tennessee Wesleyan has been playing some really good baseball as of late, especially entering the postseason. Taylor Thomas and I had talked quite ad nauseum about them probably being the hottest team in the country when it came to, you know, what they did in the AAC tournament, what they did in their opening round, and now into the World Series. That ball was absolutely friggin' tanked.
That was a nice swing. And yeah, I had some I think it was this morning I had someone ask me about like how do you think that game, you know, how do you think that William Carey Tiwu game is going to affect how they're coming in? Like, is it worse for a team to, you know, you're grinding it out till 2:30? Is it good or bad? You know, is it good if they're going to carry that momentum? And yeah, obviously you're seeing it here, man. They fight off a game like that. They claw through it and win at 2:30. I mean, these guys are coming in fired up, and yeah, you're seeing it on some of the swings here, the way they're competing at the plate. I got to tip my hat, man. As frustrating as it can be for me to see, you know, my boys kind of getting beat down here in the chip. Got to tip my hat to the Tiwu boys and just how they're playing today. And this is baseball, man. Sometimes you're gonna have a crazy day. Sometimes some things are gonna, you know, not swing in your favor. And yeah, we're definitely seeing that on display here.
I would talk about. I wanted to bring up a moment that I just saw on the camera. I mean, like you just said, Luke, this is baseball, man. This is the most romantic game that you can play. Like, how can you not be romantic about baseball? I just watched Coach Barry give a hug to Colton Reynolds after his home run. That's probably going to be his last at bat at Wesley, and he hits a home run. That's when we talk about the culture there. the relationships that he builds with his older guys and the guys that come in, it's unmatched, and that's one of the things I'm really blessed that I got to be a part of. I'm sure it was the same way for you, Luke, over there, but that those relationships that you build with those coaches, they last a lifetime. So that was a special moment for me. I wanted to highlight that. You don't really see that often.
Mhm.
Uh, I got a little choked up watching that. That made me a little sad. I can't lie to you. That guy's been playing baseball. When he came in, that was one of my best friends at Wesleyan. So
Cruz, I want to give you an opportunity to talk about the shirt that you're wearing and what
yes.
Nealon means to the program. It was something that I wanted to talk about early on, but I want to give you an opportunity to inform not just us here, but everybody watching along with us and anybody that's going to come back and watch along with us, um, just about what Nealon means to Tennessee Wesleyan.
So Nealon Pickle was a little boy that passed away from a battle that he had faced at a young age. He died from cancer. It was a tough scenario for his family and for him, and it's really sad to go back and think about now. He's on our wall. We have a mural of him in our dugout from that 2019 national championship, so he's forever with us. Uh, we carry his jersey with us everywhere we go. He wears number 9. He wore number 19. That was his favorite number. I was lucky enough to be able to wear number 19 my junior year, and this year it's Alan Gil Fernandez. But that kid was really special to this program, really special and dear and to Coach Barry, and he showed up. You know, even though he was going through a battle with what he was going through and his family, and they still showed up to every game. They came to Lewiston, they came to Kingsport, they came to our regionals. You know, they were there for us, and they continue to be. You know, Jason and his family come out, and he's a really big supporter of us and what we've done over the years, and he's a bulldog for life as well. And you know, for me, it was an honor to be able to wear his number and to be able to be a part of a team where you're playing for something bigger than yourself. You're playing for a little boy who, when he was battling what he was battling, still showed up with a smile on his face and just didn't care. And it teaches you that even whenever baseball may not be going your way, or you may not be happy with the way that your life's going, you start to think about Nealon and his life and what he was battling through, and it's very hard to talk about right now for me. His family's a big part of the Tennessee Wesleyan culture, and he's a really good man. Jason is, and his family. They're fantastic people. They show up for us, and so he loved the color orange. So we wear our orange Nealon Strong. That's a little messed up from the dryer, as you can see, but I'll never get rid of this T-shirt. They always have an orange T-shirt every year for Nealon, and we wear it in practices every Wednesday. We wear orange for him. I still do it to this day. I still wear orange every Wednesday for him, and that's something that is it's just bigger than baseball, man. It's bigger than baseball, but it's what baseball brought to him and his family and his happiness. It was just a really special thing to be a part of, and um, so thankful for Jason and his family, the Pickle family. Thank you to them for always being there for us and always grinding through the rough moments and riding the highs with us. We really appreciate you. So shout out to you guys, and you'll always be part of my family in my heart. And yeah, Nealon, that was a special little boy, man. And he's smiling down right now watching this game, and I'm sure he's ecstatic. So that's why you see me smiling, is I know he's got a smile on his face, um, and his parents have a smile on their face as well. And it's I could sit here and talk about him for hours because that's how much he meant to our program. And when you come in there, you don't understand at first, and you have to be taught. But it is a very special thing to be a part of, and you know, that's there's not much more I can say. I'll be here till 4 o'clock in the morning about him and his family, but it just meant more. And the program will always, be a part of their family just as much as their family will always be a part of our program. So shout out to the Pickle family, and it was an honor. It always will be.
I think that's a great, really, really great look into what Nealon means to the program and the emphasis that he has. I will say this: we interviewed Billy Berry on the for the show years ago, and he had Nealon on with him during the interview for the podcast. It was a really cool moment and something really, really special. So it was just really, really unique opportunity. Really unique opportunity. So I think that's a great look at just what it is overall.
Mm-hmm.
Just incredible. Hard to continue to talk about baseball when you put life in the perspective of that.
Yeah.
But Reese Jordan pinch hit there for Ethan Wright, and he will walk. Tolson will hit here again for Teal. And it is 20-3. Luke Clunky. Am I getting that one right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Luke Clunky. All right. Yeah. All right. A lot of Lukes on this team also. Jeez.
We're seeing back-to-back freshmen here too, and I know I mean I couldn't imagine being in their shoes, right? Big stage, and I'm just happy for these guys to get the chance to get out and compete. Obviously something as a freshman moving into your next year, man, you could say you did it on the biggest stage, and so bring some relief there, and kind of bring some drive to kind of keep working, keep building. I know that's probably pretty intentional here from coach on, all right, let's get these guys in. Let's make sure they're working hard, competing there, and just keep this thing rolling. But good to see Luke Clunky get a fly out there, one more out, and then see what we can do at the bottom, boys, or at the top of the ninth. But yeah, hopefully see Luke get out of the inning here.
I'll say this: if Taylor comes back in this game with 3 outs to work with, not only will it be the greatest comeback of all time, we will be here easily till 3 a.m.
Yeah,
And I'm not gonna lie to you, I wouldn't mind it. I could sit here and watch baseball forever. So I don't know. I thank you guys for having me on and being able to meet a guy like Luke. And Luke, I'm just learning about you and your past, man. We're very similar, so this has been a lot of fun to be able to do. And shout out to Robbie and NAIA ball. You guys are always amazing. NAIA ball runs in my blood just like it does in Luke's and everybody else's. This has been a fantastic thing for me to be able to do, and I've been blessed to. This is my second time that I get to be on here with you guys and talk with you all, and this has been a lot of fun. I'm gonna try not to celebrate too loud if we do win the baseball game. Just know there will be my phone will be out and there will be videos taken of the screen. Just a heads up.
all good, man. That's understandable. And
I'm
yeah,
gonna
thanks.
apologize.
I was gonna say thanks again to you, Robbie, Tyler, Connor. This has been great. I love always getting to talk about Taylor, just because of how impactful it was to me, as not only a player but a person. And yeah, Cruz, it's been great to share the competition here, but also yeah, just get to hearing about each other's stories and whatnot. I think that's the beauty of baseball, right? We come from so many different places. We have so many different experiences, but yet we're playing the same game. We got the same goal, and so yeah, it's been great. And yeah, it's obviously tough to see the boys and how things have gone today, but not discrediting anything that happened this year, man. These guys balled out in some tough circumstances, even through the season with, I know, different injuries and whatnot. These guys really put it together, and man, I love these senior guys, man. There are a lot of them. Kind of moving on from baseball after this, and I know they're probably wearing this pretty hard right now. But man, these guys are nothing short of awesome. Great teammates, great people. I'm sure that even past baseball, these guys have a great future ahead of them with the senior class. But yeah, thanks again, Robbie and the rest of the crew, and yeah, shout out NAIA ball, man.
Well, definitely glad. Yeah, definitely glad that y'all are here, and Matt Mahoney departs for the night also, as he says, but really glad that y'all are able to join us today. We're not done yet. Blake Osborne enters the game. The lefty is trying to get the final out here in the bottom of the 8th and end the onslaught. The 6-run inning in the bottom of the 8th has been the biggest inning so far for Tennessee Wesleyan, but it has been a ton of crooked numbers in this inning as well. So Osborne trying to get the final out here to Cody McGill. As Cody McGill, I thought Cody McGill already hit this inning. Did they hit around already?
No, I'm not sure. He's a switch hitter though, so maybe your eyes are being deceived. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What the hell's going on here? Like what? I have no comment. I'll just upset people and get people upset. So yeah. but it does look like Osborne is going to get out of this inning, and we are going to the top of the ninth. I'm going to set some ground rules really quickly for the top of the ninth. Cruz, if you got to celebrate, but do it on mute so we can have
Okay,
a
for
final
sure.
out call.
For sure.
Especially because you are ahead of everyone.
No, I don't think I am. I think he just flew out, so I think you're ahead of me. So I might just mute you because I want to watch for myself. I'm honestly I'm nervous for the guys right now that what they must be feeling right now, the chance to have a chance to dogpile out there. I don't know. I'm kind of speechless. So I'll mute myself for this entire inning, and
You don't have to mute yourself for the entire inning.
Man, I don't know. I'm feeling it right now. I'm overwhelmed with joy right now. So, gotta come down. Gotta come down a little bit. Still got 3 outs to get. So it's baseball. We've had this conversation.
Not to keep anybody here, but the last 3 outs are the toughest to get. So I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Thanks, Connor.
Always.
Connor with the words of wisdom there.
Hey, I was a closer. The last 3 outs are the hardest to get.
Yeah, my headset
feels like the longest half inning ever. I definitely know how that is.
That felt like a long half inning, and I watched the top of the 6th last night before I fell asleep. That top of the 6th was forever and a day. I literally said, "Oh, okay, I'll go to bed after the Tennessee Wesleyan gets out of this inning," and then I fell asleep in the middle of the inning, and William Carey had a 10-run inning. Unfortunately, Luke, I don't think a 10-run inning is going to help you.
Yeah, unfortunately, it would look great. I'm sure that's a good way to go out for the guys, but yeah, I mean that's a lot of ground to cover in 3 outs of baseball. I think we all know that. So yeah, man, hoping just end it on a bang, right? I want to see some aggressiveness. I want to see these guys getting their hacks off and seeing what damage they can do here at the top of the 9th.
Yeah, this will be fun to see. It's been a great season. We'll talk briefly about the season, give everybody a chance to say some brief words once the game ends, and before we call it a night, so Connor can post all 999,959 posts that he has to do. He's the only good thing for him is he's been hard at work with the score, so that's his only saving grace right now. As I can tell you, he's been working.
I've been doing TU stuff at the same time too. This has been quite the night.
Yeah, I know. I figure this is your favorite, and this is not the last YouTube that we will have. Tyler, Taylor, Connor, and I will be have the award show probably in about 2 weeks.
Might have to be a Sunday night deal. We'll have to nail down a date, but
yeah, we'll have to nail down a day. But we will talk. We will give out our All NAIA Ball first team, our All NAIA Ball second team, and then all of our awards. We also we'll talk a little bit about the Small College Baseball Player of the Year Award, which the finalist from the NAIA is Carter Clareout from Bellevue. So he is going to represent the NAIA in the Small College Baseball Player of the Year Award, which is a new award that we are proud to be a part of as highlighting the best player in college baseball outside of Division I. So a fly out from Quinn Kunkel there, who's had an excellent World Series. He flies out for the first out of the inning. Colton Brumley is on for the Bulldogs. Colton Brumley's season has looked like this: a 2.51 ERA, making his 16th appearance of the year with a 5-0 record. He's got 43 innings pitched, 14 walks, 31 strikeouts, and a 1.42 WHIP. And he is going to get the second out as Ben Kennedy will ground out to the third baseman. And Tennessee Wesleyan is 1 out away from winning the World Series and ending this here. So Luke Suter will bat. He's 1 for 4 on the day against Colton Brumley.
Robbie, I think we're going to add another award this year, aren't we?
Are we? What award are we at?
The NAIA Ball Twitter Burner of the Year.
Oh, the Burner of the Year. Our favorite burner is actually deactivated, which is unfortunate.
What a hell of a run from him, though.
Yeah, what a run.
was
Luke
a run.
McDonald.
A lot,
is-
a lot of good years for him.
lot of good years. Yeah,
A lot of publicity for him.
burner of the year. Yeah. Our favorite burner of the year got the publicity. And so it is a 1-strike count to Luke McDonald, and there is a ground ball to the shortstop, and that will do it. That will close out the NAIA baseball season and the NAIA ball season. Tennessee Wesleyan is the national champions here in 2026. They are the national champions in 2026. And that is it. What a run for the Bulldogs, who will end the season 49-15. Congrats to the Taylor Trojans on a fantastic year. They end their year at 56-7. But Billy Berry and the Bulldogs of Tennessee Wesleyan win their 3rd national championship, and they tie Cumberland, Tennessee.
Oh my gosh, man.
Second most all-time national titles. They win one every 7 years, and this year was the 7th year. A national title for Tennessee Wesleyan. Fantastic for the program, and congrats to Billy Berry, the Bulldogs, and everybody associated with the program, as the Bulldogs win 21-3 over Taylor in a dog pile there in Harris Field, as the Bulldogs are the national champions for the 3rd time in program history. Before we go, as my screen just went black, there we go. Before we go, I thought, all right, yep, that's it. They're out. Stream's done. Before we go, Cruz, I turn it over to you. Give me some thoughts.
Man. Congratulations to Coach Barry and his coaching staff. This is obviously, you just mentioned it's the 7th year. Something about every 7 years they get it done. I don't know what it is about that, but let's just keep doing that. I'm overwhelmed with joy. I've known a lot of these players for a long time, and this is a outstanding moment. And there's no doubt they're going to be soaking this up all night. They'll be up till 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning up there in Lewiston. And big shout out to all the boys who performed today into this World Series. This is a big deal. I'm watching these boys celebrate here on the screen. It's making me smile a little bit too big, but this is a big moment for Tennessee Wesleyan. Getting to add another banner to their gymnasium and getting to put another picture out there in left field is something that you're always chasing. And yeah, those boys are going to have a good time tonight with Coach Barry and the staff, and they're probably going to go get some chicken and waffles at about noon tomorrow. So just be ready for that. But no, congratulations. Shout out to Taylor for their amazing season. Obviously, they came in tournament #1 in the country. Big props to them on their season. I've been on their end of what's going on with them right now, and I understand how it feels. It's a tough circumstance, but they had a great year. #1 in the country coming into the tournament, and shout out to them, and shout out to Luke. I appreciate, like I said, I got to know you. It's been a pleasure getting to know you, and shout out to NAIA ball, and the dogs are on top.
Yeah, absolutely great moment there for Tennessee Wesleyan, and what a year it has been. We are going to go to you, Luke. I mean, obviously not the way that you wanted things to go for Taylor today, but give us some thoughts on not just your experience here tonight with us. I know you talked about that, but give us some thoughts on just kind of, the season for Taylor and what it's meant to the program and to you as an alumnus.
I mean, this is words can't really do it justice. Taylor is such a, like, off the field, it's such a tight-knit community. It's such a family. I know, Tyler, I know you've been down to Upland. You've probably seen it firsthand, but just the relationships that have been built between not only the players, between themselves, but with the coaches, with the families, with the students. This team has made Taylor proud. And obviously, not the game that we wanted to see there, but I know myself and all the other alums watching this, and all the students that are there at Taylor, man, they're happy for these guys. They fought hard the whole year. Like I said, I mean, it's tough to win 56 games, and they were able to go out and just compete the whole year. And I know these guys are going to be kicking themselves a little bit, but they made me proud. They made all of Upland proud, and I couldn't be more happy for the season that they had, and just getting out to Lewiston. That was something I remember my first year at Taylor, I got to go, and then we fell short the next 2 years, and it's just so awesome being out there. And I know those guys were eating it up, but yeah, I know they're probably going through it with the emotions right now. I know that's part of it, right? I think everybody experiences that at one point, and I think the emotions are just from, like, they're just gonna be missing the boys, and that's how I feel about it. You know, you miss your teammates, you miss the memories, and they know that for a lot of them that ends there. And so I hope they can soak it in. I think despite the loss, man, it's an interesting feeling when you kind of do hit that point, but I know that they're loving on each other. But yeah, what a great team, great program. Shout out to Coach Gould, Coach Barber, Coach Barlow. Man, those guys are invested in the guys, and I just love those guys. So and yeah, big shout out to T-Woo, man. What a performance cruise. I know you're pumped to see how just things kind of played out, and these boys are pumped. They're about to dunk coach here with the ice bath in a quick second. But yeah, what a performance by them, and I know these guys are pumped. They got the shirts on, but man, what a road for both of these teams, and I'm glad I got to experience it here and just talk through kind of what our seasons were like and what these seasons were like. But yeah, shout out the NAIA ball as well, man. I'll say it again, but the NAIA's got some good ball players. People, I think, will come to realize it more year over year, and I mean, what a great display this whole weekend of the talent that they have. So yeah, thanks for having me on again, guys.
We're thrilled that you could join us, and you know, there's Billy Barry getting dunked with the ice bath. Just it's been an incredible year, year after year. But before I get into that, I will give way. Connor, I know you're the busiest man right now. You want to give some quick final thoughts on the season? I wish Taylor was here as well.
Yeah, you know, my final thoughts of the year, and before I turn it over to you guys, you know, it's a great year. You know, we love doing this. You know, we don't make as much money as we'd love to off this. We do this strictly because we love NAI baseball. So, you know, congrats to all the 10 teams that made it to Lewiston this year. Shout out to Tennessee Westland and Taylor for putting on a game for us tonight. You know, Taylor had a great year coming in number 1, and you know, Tennessee Westland got it done. So, you know, huge shout out to them. I can't wait to take some time off, like we all need. This time of the year we get burnt out, but we still love doing what we do. So, time to take some much needed time off and get ready for our award show, and then we got the draft coming up. So, huge thanks to our crew. Huge thanks to Luke and Cruz for joining us tonight. It was a blast. You guys absolutely killed it. So come back anytime. You're more than welcome to come back. So, but yeah, shout out to the crew. It's been quite the year. New job kind of halted me in some ways, but we got back in our routine. So, but yeah, huge shout out to Robbie, Taylor, Tyler. You know, it's been a great year, and you'll sooner before you know it, we'll be starting right back up in January. So that's all I got.
Awesome. Tyler, some final thoughts before we end tonight's stream.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was a hell of a year. We didn't really know what to expect. Taylor and I said it all year. You know, last year the story was obviously Shreveport. This year coming in, it was really anybody's ball game. So it was cool to see, you know, the World Series played out the way it did. You know, we got 2 teams in a do or die situation here. Obviously not the game. I think thought it might have been a little closer, but nonetheless, I mean, Tennessee Westland, man, what they were able to do, because I know this was a talking point for Taylor and I when they went through a little bit of a skid, was, you know, what are they going to do? And then Taylor, on the other hand, what a great season from them. The biggest thing we always talked about was, you know, when they do go to that trip down in Arizona, they usually don't come out the way they want to when they go in there. But this year they did. They came out really hot, started the season hot, and they carried that momentum all the way through and ultimately into the final game of the season. But just overall, looking at the scope of the year, I mean, it was a fun year. We saw a lot of teams kind of emerge this year that we really aren't accustomed to seeing. Marion comes to mind, Huntington comes to mind. Of course, I picked the 2 Indiana schools, right? But you know, it's teams like that really made this season extra fun and extra special, because it's teams like that don't get highlighted the way that that the other teams do, right? Because they're not at the top of the conference or whatever it might be. So it's cool to see stuff like that happen. And then, yeah, just to reiterate a little bit what Connor said, you know, we obviously don't get paid like we want to, right? But we do this for the love of the game. And I think back to my time as a player at the NAIA level, and I was so appreciative. One, I never heard my name called, but that's fine. That's a different story for another day. But just what Connor, Robbie, and Cody was doing for this level of baseball. As a player, you really feel it really hits home for you, because it's like, wow, someone's talking about me. Like, that's crazy. So for us to, like, for me especially, to now be it doesn't seem that long ago, but now 3 years removed from the game, and be able to be a part of this and give back to this level of baseball and give these guys the coverage that they very well deserve. It's an opportunity of a lifetime. I wouldn't trade it for anything. But I mean, yeah, the season came and went in a flash, but I mean, it was a real fun season, and it's sad to say it's over, because we all love baseball, but I mean, what a culminating end of the season with Tennessee Wesleyan going out on top, which, like I said earlier, was my preseason pick, not my ultimate pick, but they were my preseason picks. So a little bit of ball knowledge there, but yeah, man, it was a good year.
It certainly was, and it certainly was a great year of NAI ball and a great year of baseball. The whole purpose of NAI ball was just originally to shed light on the level. Next year, we will celebrate 10 years of NAI ball. And that's crazy to think about. And none of this happens without Cody Butler, who I am thankful to every single day and miss every single day and think about every single day. And I think about his friendship and what he means to me and what his family means to me. And none of this happens without Cody Butler, the creator of NAI Ball, the founder of NAI Ball. And we are so thankful that he was able to start this and that we're able to carry on his legacy every single day. So without Cody Butler, there is no NAI Ball, and I think that's the most important thing that I can reiterate year after year. And what started as just news, stats, scores, and information has transformed into advocation for the level, advocation for the coaches, advocation for the players, and just what we do year in, year out. It's not just about just status quo and nodding up and down. It's about saying this is what's best for our game, and this is where we feel it goes. We talk to so many coaches throughout the nation. There's no other publication at this level, or it really, in my opinion, in small college baseball, that's going to be able to get in front of as many coaches as possible. We go out to ABCA, and we've got 60 interviews lined up. We've got guys trying to break into times to talk to us, or just coming by and speaking with us. And you feel it. You feel the love at this level, and the want at this level, and the talent at this level, and it's so prevalent. And we do this because we love the game of baseball, and we all played it. We all played it, and we all care about it. I mean, I was fortunate enough to get to put on a Northwood jersey, and that was my school of choice. And I was fortunate enough to wear a Kaiser jersey, and I was fortunate enough to work at Kaiser and coach at Kaiser, and it shaped me into who I am. Robert Garza comes on this every single year, except this year. But Robert Garza comes on here, and we get Coach G to join us, and we have a lot of fun with it. But I don't go into the NAI without Coach Garza bringing me into the NAI. I don't do any of that without Jeremy Kennedy. So who's the head coach at Loyola? There's so many opportunities and people that I thank for having all of this. So it really is really cool. It is really special. We cannot thank y'all enough for being a part of it, whether you're watching this right as the national championship game comes to a close, or whether you're watching this sometime later down the line. We appreciate you, especially the players and coaches and the alumni, because without the alumni, without guys like Cruz and Luke who care about their programs, we don't care. We don't continue the legacy of what we've been building. And I think that's the most important thing, is that if you're an alumnus or you're graduating senior, we want to talk about your programs. We want to hear about your programs. We want to see you invested in this level of baseball and your program, because we are. Tyler cares about McPherson. Connor cares about Columbia. Taylor cares about SCU. I care about Kaiser. I'm involved in multiple Kaiser baseball group chats that talk about things on a regular basis. The most insane whining you'll ever see, and it's just crazy. It's just crazy, but we love it. We love it, and we wouldn't have it any other way. And so, it's a beautiful game. It's a beautiful game. How can you not be romantic about baseball? So. I'm blessed to get to do this and to be the president of NAIA ball and get to continue to advocate for coaches and players, every single day, and that's what makes it fun. So that will do it for us here tonight. Your final score: Tennessee Wesleyan 21, Taylor 3. The Bulldogs win their third national championship in program history, and they continue the streak of every 7 years winning a national title. Congratulations to Billy Berry and the Bulldogs on winning their third national title in program history, a huge milestone for them. That will do it for us here tonight. On behalf of Cody Butler and his family, who continue to be a huge part of everything we do here at NAIA Ball, on behalf of Cruz Newman, on behalf of Luke Picciotti, on behalf of Taylor Thomas, who couldn't join us tonight, on behalf of Tyler Norris, Connor Darnell, and myself, Robbie Gutierrez, we thank you for being part of the NAIA Ball family. We thank you for joining us here tonight, and we thank you for a great season. We will see you in at least 2 weeks when we go over all NAIA Ball teams, as well as all of our awards, from the Lou Brock Player of the Year Award, as well as Pitcher of the Year, Freshman of the Year, and just every single award that we have, we will go over in our award show and talk about it. We will also talk about the Small College Baseball Player of the Year Award and how blessed we are to get to highlight all of small college baseball as a group. But until then, we will let you know when that show is. It'll be live once again on YouTube as it was last season. And until then, we thank you for being part of our family in a great 2026 season. Until next time, we hope you have a great day and an even better tomorrow, and we'll see you soon.